Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Give me the finger. My producer told me to wait,
We're good.
and I said, fuck him.
Fuck him.
I do what I want. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Please, if you will, Mr. Russell Arimenta from Soscenic Photography.
Fuck
Hell
yeah.
Thank you.
Hell
yeah, brother.
Anywho, so we've had an interesting conversation since you've walked in the door. All types of interesting conversations.
Yes.
And I appreciate you coming here on Bronco night and Miami night.
That's okay. I wouldn't miss anything for that.
I can't believe that they scheduled a fucking game on my podcast day.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, right?
I feel like no one's going to show up.
The NFL. Gotta love them.
Not fucking lying. I mean, maybe they are. So it looks like the Broncos are doing pretty good.
I'm not sure everybody's going to show up because I'm on here. They'll show up because you're on here.
They'll
not
watch
me.
later. I don't really care. I really wanted it to just be just the three of us. Kind of like we said earlier.
Sounds really
a little
inappropriate.
intimate. What did I say earlier in the text message? Something about.
Oh, you said something to the. You're like, how does 4 o'clock grab
Finish,
you? And we
get
can
off.
finish early. And I'm like, did you just say grab and finish in the same text message? I'm like, I'm not sure. I feel very comfortable with that one.
I
But
know I haven't seen you in a while, but what the fuck?
Hey, it's been a minute. Okay, it's been a dry season.
oh man.
So tell us, what have you been up to, man? I know you've been busy as shit. Miami sports, all the good things.
Oh yeah. I think just trying to figure out where my place is.
Where my place? in
I'm
the
building
world?
everything. The last time we were on, Kira was on, and
Yep.
I'm really just trying to focus on building that side of the business up right now because my other side of the business is kind of running on its own. And
Yeah, I tried to get Kira, but I settled for second best. So.
yeah, that's all right. She was like, I want to be back on the podcast. She's like, let Jim know I said hi, but I want to be back on the podcast.
She's so sweet.
I'm like, well, then you should have.
How's
come
she
on the
doing in
cast.
school?
She's doing great. And,
Buckle the fuck down, Kira.
She just did her second NFL game.
Oh, that's
she
so
worked for
cool.
the Miami Dolphins, so she's
I'm
done
so
the
proud of
Jaguars
her.
and the Dolphins now. She did a NASCAR race
That's awesome, dude.
down in Miami. She's worked countless Miami Hurricanes games, and then she does all the Florida Atlantic games. So she's got some NBA and Major League Baseball connects that she made over the weekend that she'll be looking to do next year. And so I'm kind of holding the fort down up here in terms of sports, and I've kind of shifted my focus over to the Soscenic Sports page
Yeah.
to try to help out her former high school, Bartram Trail High School in St. John's, Florida. I'm actually doing photograph for a lot of their sports. I photographed 3 or 4 of their kids for their football team this year. I have 4 kids for the basketball team, and then my specialty is baseball photography. Always has been. And so I had like the entire JV team last year.
Baseball?
Yeah, baseball. So I'm looking to, see what that's going to be like this year. I'm hoping for getting JV and varsity and just kind of having fun with that because it keeps me young. And I used to play
I don't know
baseball when
anything
I was a
about that.
kid. So,
Did you?
Yeah. So going out there and seeing it. And baseball is fun to photograph because unlike a lot of other sports, there's a lot of traditions like dugout traditions and like handshakes and all this other kinds of interesting little like superstitions that they have, and it's fun to capture that.
Lighting their shoelaces on fire.
Something. And it's just fun to actually kind of capture some different things and some different angles and kind of put my spin on it. Football, I did that as well. I threw together a lot of reels. I'm really into the, like, I'll burst shoot certain plays and get like 40 shots of the same thing, basically a player running and just photographing it, and then putting it together in a reel and making it look like a video, making it almost like stop motion.
Right.
It's been really fun to
I've
do
noticed that.
because it just kind of gives you a feel of shooting video without shooting video, so to speak.
Definitely
And
get
so
emotion in the.
I've been enjoying that. I've been enjoying the reactions that I get from, having the kids reshare it on their page and then
Right.
One of the cooler things for me, I'm an old guy now. I officially turned 50 2 weeks ago, and
Wow.
I'm right on your heels, bro.
I went out to the last football game of the year. I'm walking out there, and I heard somebody yell out, "Hey, Soscenic Sports!"
That's fucking
from
dope.
the audience, and I'm like,
Love that.
to me, I was like, wait. I'm like, okay. I'm like, so it's fun to actually see it kind of transition to seeing people wanting to see the work, recognizing the work, hiring me to do the work.
Becoming a celebrity.
I'm not a celebrity.
A local hero? I don't know.
I'm a local zero.
Oh.
It seems like
No, I hold
outside of the high school photography realm.
I hold that position.
Okay.
You're at least a local one.
I had, the local market is tough around here, and there's a lot of things that are going on. I know you and I have experienced, dealing with a lot of the change that's going on. There's a lot of, competing factions in the Jacksonville market, and it seems like they're trying.
Yeah.
But then some of the bigger media companies in Jacksonville are having a hard time.
What do you think?
There's the same reason why everybody fails in this business, and that is we get really complacent and really lazy, and we don't look for the next way to execute.
That's
properly.
where I'm at.
I'm with you. I have a formula, and it's like I need to change it.
I wouldn't call it complacent or lazy. It's just my give a fuck is gone.
Well, and I think that I think the society as a whole is lost every last fuck to give. So I don't.
There's a lot of that.
It's just you drive around on the roads, you see it. You drive around, you listen to the stories.
Do you think it's just this month?
The food delivery lady who stabbed the lady in Orlando.
What?
Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, she delivered pizza to some pregnant chick.
And just stabbed her up?
And the chick gave her a $2 tip, and she got so pissed she went back like 12 minutes later and stabbed her like 12 times.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, we've lost our minds.
Did the lady live?
Like, I think so, because I didn't see.
And she was pregnant?
But, yeah.
How was the baby?
I guess there was a fight over the tip. Like,
ladies,
let
me just tell you,
we've got to
calm
just
down.
stop with the.
You can definitely
with the
get
nonsense.
the tip.
And you're slow on the rim shot.
I was trying to
Russell will call you the fuck out.
Correct that whip.
Yeah, they're past the slip. No, we are. I fully feel the whole seasonal depression.
Yeah, I think people are burnt out, but I also think that I kind of agree with Gary Vee that I think people use the term burnt out too much. I think the younger we understand what burnout means because we've worked ourselves so much because we have work ethics and we constantly grind till our knuckles are bleeding, and then we have to do 2 more things, and then we have to do 3 more things, and there's always something, and that's true burnout. The younger generation seems to use burnout when they just have to work 4 hours.
Well, I think burnout.
And I don't understand why that is because there's a lot of incredible young artists and talented people out there, but somehow, some way, either parents
You think it's like
screwed
hubris?
them up. I don't know. I don't think it's school. Some people are like, oh, they're teaching it in school. No, they're not teaching it in school.
Now, are we talking about creatives in general, or just
I'm just talking about
any young folks?
I think people in general have just got to the point where they don't know.
I think people have different levels before they hit burnout, or different definitions of burnout. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different for everybody. Oh, is that the thing? Is that the pregnant lady stabber? What? And close that.
She underwent emergency surgery for a ruptured lung. Oh my God.
What did you do?
I even X'd on it and it still took.
Yeah.
All right. Suffered lung, wounds to the chest, arms, legs, and abdomen, according to the affidavit.
Wow.
Stable. So she's
okay. Good.
She's alive. Thank
That's
goodness.
good to hear.
But yeah, like.
Oh, is that the perp?
This person goes from, and probably don't want to have that up on your YouTube channel, but
no, I don't really want to have that. Oh, you don't have it up there? Good.
Okay. Probably, that person went from being probably a struggling artist and doing like 5 different delivery jobs and
just
probably works
like
6 or 7 jobs to make it, and then you turn around and you like and you turn around and it's like you just ruined your whole life.
Yeah.
I just,
Oh shit! Sorry.
At some, it's all right.
Knock
They're
it
winning. If they're not winning, it's not good. But if they're winning, I'm okay.
Okay. Why the
But
fuck is
I just think that
There's only
society
two Gs
as
in
a
it.
whole is just kind of lost their way.
I think
There's no work ethic anymore.
trust has been
Yeah.
eroded
Mhm.
between society and the government, and that is like one of the root causes where it's like all of this is worthless. Everything that we do goes to worthless shit, and the guy. Hold on. But the guy at the top, the president, he's obviously out of it. And do we even need a president to do that, to go on with this anymore? You know what I
Yes.
mean? So it starts creating this idea of that it's all bullshit. It's
Well,
all
it definitely
a facade.
it definitely feels something feels off when it feels like there's no one at the wheel. You know.
Yeah.
Well, trust me, you're gonna feel that real quick. In the next
Wheels
4
finna get
years,
yanked back.
The wheel's gone.
Yeah.
But the official FAFO 4 years is about to happen, which is history likes to repeat itself. So I'll just let history
Yeah.
slap everybody in the face.
I mean,
and prove them wrong.
all I can hope is that he'll do the best he can do. That's all I can hope, and that's what I hope with this one.
I'm sorry. Best intentions.
What am I going to do? You know, I mean, what? It's too late at this
Name
point.
the movie.
Which one?
I'm sorry. Best intentions.
Oh, that's the movie.
No. Quote from the movie. Come on, man.
Jesus, that's very vague. That's 2 words.
Best intentions. You've got me.
Give me another clue. I'll buy a clue.
What does Marcellus Wallace look like?
You've got me.
Marcellus Wallace. That's
You're talking about not the Patriot.
no. It's a
Yell at
Quentin
me.
Tarantino movie.
I don't fucking know.
Fuck. Where's my brain?
Do you know how much
John
weed I've
Travolta.
smoked?
Yeah, it's just
I
escaping
can
my
tell.
brain right now.
You're usually right on it. Any
I know.
quote I get, you're usually right on it. I'm ashamed
Yeah.
of you
Not
today.
on that one.
What is
I'm
that
ashamed
with
of-
John
Pulp
Travolta?
Fiction.
Yes, thank
Pulp
you.
It's the very
Fiction.
beginning of the movie when the drug dealers, the little young kid drug dealers are in the room and he's like, we meant to pay you. We had the
Yeah.
best intentions. And Samuel Jackson goes, the best intentions? Let me tell you about the best intentions.
So you don't feel like, not to get on this topic because it'll be. Ugh.
Yeah,
I mean,
you don't want to get kicked off of.
No, I don't really
Whatever.
care about that anymore. I'll just cut it and repost it. But you don't have a lot of faith in that guy.
No, because I grew up in New Jersey.
Okay.
So I know everything there is to know about what the early years
Everything.
look
everything.
like. You put a mob boss in charge of things, you're going to get mob boss activity, and that's, you know what, if people like it, and there's a lot of people that do, they want to live
Yeah.
in an oligarchy, go for it, enjoy.
Don't we already know?
enjoy watching the billionaires make all the decisions that you have no control over.
Aren't they doing that anyways right now?
Yeah, but they're not rubbing it in your face like this one's going to. There's a
Yeah.
difference. There's a huge difference. Look, don't get me wrong. I don't play team sports anymore. I gave up team sports.
I'm just
long time
asking
ago.
questions, man.
My
Don't
my
get all upset with me.
No. I have, like you. I have gotten to the point where, you know what? There's nothing that I can do.
Yeah.
But I was going to be a history professor when I was
Okay.
a youth,
Yeah.
and so I took
A
lots
youth.
of history. I used to dive into history and watch history, and we're watching it. My mother actually said a very good quote the other day. She goes, sometimes we find ourselves living too long. We live so long that we actually get to see history repeat itself.
Is that like the Batman thing?
And
It's like you live long enough
Yeah.
to be the villain.
yeah, right. And it's one of those things. It's very true, and power is ugly.
Yeah.
Government is ugly.
Yep.
Government is complicated.
Yeah.
You can't simplify it like they're doing, and that's the problem. It is very, very difficult to manage even something as straightforward as
Well, and there's
immigration.
my thing is there's so many of them already, and they still can't get it right.
And they're fighting already with each other,
Mm-hmm.
which happens everywhere. It happened. You know what? There were candidates that this happened years ago. Not to get on a tangent, but this happened years ago when Clinton became president the first time.
Mm-hmm.
He had full control of his whole party and everything, and all they did was bicker and moan and bitch and moan for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then the Republicans won every single thing other than Bill Clinton. So what did he do? He worked with them, God forbid, and they balanced the budget. Zero. No debt. Nothing. him, Newt Gingrich, everybody worked together.
Mm-hmm.
They made concessions that both parties didn't like. They made concessions for the betterment of the country. That's gone.
Mm.
Anybody who says that they're pro-American, if they're one way or the other,
Mm-hmm.
is kidding themselves. That's not pro-American. Pro-American is working together for the betterment of America.
I agree.
Not for this party getting reelected or that party reelected. I would love to see term limits.
Oh,
I'd absolutely
1,000,000%.
love to see term limits because I think they're just
when
people just crooks on
you
both
have
sides.
people like literally having fucking strokes and heart attacks at the stand in front
Hold on.
in front of a live audience. You know, it's not good. You know, that means you've been there way too long.
Yeah.
You know, and you've just milked the
Well, just look at all the presidents. I mean, look at all the folks and how much older they look when they leave office. It's not an easy job.
I will say that fella, it didn't seem to affect him all that much. Not like the other ones.
Maybe his bladder control.
Maybe. I'm not talking. I'm talking about the one that's, you know, the redo.
I know.
He doesn't look like he got. He doesn't look like he got affected at all. He looks the same.
Go ahead and read that headline.
Report of missing GOP congresswoman and singer facility sparks back. What?
Yeah, no, they found her in a nursing home.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be where she needed to be.
She's been there for like 4 or 5
She's
months.
a Republican Congress member. So, you know, all the Republican Congress members that are like out there like, oh, you know, Joe Biden is this, Joe Biden is that. Well, you got your own.
So let me ask you this,
You
Russ.
can't find your own people.
They're all like
what,
that.
what do you
They're all
feel
that.
for? What are you fearful of most during this process? Are you fearful of bloodshed, like a violent reaction? What do you think the ultimate backlash would be, like worst case scenario?
I just think that there are too many people that want to see the movies come to life.
The movies.
And when you look at movies, even back in the day where the fear mongering about, you know, nuclear war back then and all that stuff, I just think people used to use that to scare people.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think they're using that as a vision of what they want to see happen.
Mm.
Because we've gone from, in this country, from let's protect everybody
Mm-hmm.
to go. We want to see what happens because we want to write about it and we want to blog about it and we want to vlog about it and we want to do a reaction video. What's like the trending thing on like YouTube? The only thing you see is reaction videos to anything.
It's so annoying.
And I'm like, wait a second. You know, a new song comes out, even, you know, old Kendrick and Drake thing where they're dissing each other. A new song comes out and all you see is all these guys reacting to it. Like, okay, I get it. It was a great diss track or a great this or a great that, but your reaction isn't, you know, and they're trademarking how they react to things, and now they're monetizing how they react to things, and then they're transitioning that into, we're going to react to this song, and then we're going to do a live shopping event, and we're going to sell all these things. I'm like, I get it. That's the trend. That's where we're going. But everybody has basically turned what we all had in video games. They've all decided they want it to be real life, and they have the right people to do it because these people don't give a shit about anything except money.
Of course.
And if this is going to pay them a bunch of money to make all this whack-ass shit happen, I don't put it past them one bit. Anything the government can make money off of, they're going to do.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what.
I mean, anybody in those types of positions, I feel like, oh, this fucking chair. I need new chairs. Ray, I need to come down and see you. Anybody, I feel like in those types of positions and of power or notoriety or, you know, people that are millionaires, billionaires, whatever, I really feel like it's all about that, you know.
I think that anybody who thinks that any of us have any control over what's going to happen didn't watch George Carlin enough.
Yeah.
Because George Carlin was probably the biggest prophet that any of us should have been paying attention to, and you can still listen to it today.
Oh, yeah. I love George Carlin.
It's a big club, we're not invited.
Do you think we were in another, like, lesser of two evils type of situation? In this race, or do you think? I mean, I'm just asking.
No. Here's the thing that I think what happened. I think that back in the day, you know, the lesser of two evils argument always loses. Mm-hmm. It's always a loser. The lesser of two evils was John Kerry against George Bush the first time, because we were in the middle of all these stupid wars we shouldn't have been in.
Right.
You had a military leader who had been in the military, and they were saying he wasn't a patriot. I'm
right.
Like,
well, that's what they said about what's her name? Fucking, she was a Democrat. Just
Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard.
She was in.
Yeah,
I would look.
But she is on the no-fly zone list or no-fly list. So
yeah, well,
she did.
That's why she kind of switched over teams because they like valued her. But I mean.
But I think at the end of the day, I think that the lesser of two evil argument is always a losing case because I think that society in and of itself needs drama. We've watched the 11 o'clock news growing up, and everybody feeds off of drama, and so they know
negativity.
Every comedian in this country wanted him to win.
Oh, of course, it gives them
because
hours
there's nothing
of content.
you can't make fun of. You couldn't make fun of Joe Biden.
Yes, you
except
could.
for the only thing you can make fun of, he's too old.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's super fun.
Newsflash,
it's hilarious.
He's 82.
It's hilarious. What's that thing you say, Pat?
Y'all voted Grandpa
Who
in.
shit my
you
pants?
expected Pawpaw to do the job, and you got
who shit my
Pawpaw.
pants?
I'm just. I don't think it was. I honestly feel like, and you can kind of see it because it's kind of funny. And this is like an off topic from what I was just. I'm going to lose my spot, but it's okay. My brain sucks.
Lose a spot. Somebody bookmark it. Really quick.
Like Beyonce said, I'll never perform in another red state, and she just did somewhere in Texas, and it's a red state.
It's her hometown. It's Houston.
Okay, Houston, Texas, but it's red. She did a Christmas show there.
Sort of.
So, but.
You got to admit, there's a whole lot of fishiness that took place.
There's a lot of red out there nowadays. I'm just saying.
Sort of.
What about the party that gave paid millions for
they gave her $10 million for 7 minutes.
I'm talking about like you had over. I want to say it's $1.1 billion that you spent in your campaign fund, and you ended up still owing $30 million at the end of it, and you lost. I mean,
well, the candidate that won still owes people money. From 10 years ago.
I don't know. That's fishy. I mean,
yeah, it is fishy.
It's fishy because who do you believe? Like who?
He files for bankruptcy to avoid it.
I get that, but like he said it in the first debate against Hillary, the same things that you let you and your friends do, I have been doing.
Oh, agreed. He knows how to work the system.
Liar.
Well,
that's what he said.
Well, he actually said that. He was like, he's like, I know all these things because I use the system.
Yeah,
you know.
And
but either way. I ain't saying he's good, bad, whatever. I'm just like, I don't know.
My fear is that we'll become so unhinged that it's going to break the entire country apart.
But do you not agree, like, the pendulum, it went so far one way?
Oh, yeah, I completely agree.
Back.
Well, what I was getting to...
I left that team years ago because of that.
I guess my point was, I feel like the woke shit that they were peddling...
That is the reason...
Everyone was so sick of that. I feel like, honestly, and I'll probably lose followers or whatever, I don't really care. But I'm not saying for me. I'm just saying I feel like that is the tone that's what I read. That's what I see. That's what I pick up on. And I was kind of sick of that shit too.
Oversensitivity and over religion are the same thing.
Yeah. 100%.
Both extremes on both teams.
You can't be extreme on anything. I mean,
I
get you want to
services.
I get that people pick a side when
sure.
when you feel like you're fighting a battle, but
we've been brought up to whatever. When we're kids, you have the one team, you have the football team, whatever. Yeah. There's always somebody winning and losing. Fine, I'm good with winning and losing. I actually thought that he would be good the first time around. Because I thought he would bring that kind of reality TV business mindset, make some people feel uncomfortable in Congress in order to get some change done.
Well, all he
did do is create chaos.
Well, I think that was the plan.
I understand that, but people die because of that.
No, I know.
A lot of people die because of that.
A lot of people die from a lot of shit that those people do.
Agreed.
And they don't ever come off their high horse. They never come off the ivory tower. So they can, a lot of our...
Has he ever taken blame for anything?
I have no idea. I don't know the guy.
He doesn't say I'm sorry.
Do any of them, though.
Probably not. But I'm just saying a lot of our past presidents, a lot of our past...
Agreed. They're all crooks. At the end of the day, they're all crooks.
And it's all, let me see what I can get. It's all a popularity contest.
But that's what social media is.
It's exactly.
It's just the...
Well, it's why he's going after saving TikTok now. Did you hear about that? Because he's like, I'm on TikTok. It's been very good to me. So he's like trying to save TikTok.
It's because you can publish non-mainstream narratives on TikTok. It's kind of like Twitter almost now because
not really.
Well,
I said the word.
I would be careful. Actually,
certain
TikTok's starting
like
to
I
change.
said the word
topics.
stupid in a comment, and it got fucking pulled down, and I had to appeal it. I'm like, did you read the comment? Like, I was like, that shit's so stupid. Like, ain't good, like good, but you can't use slang on TikTok.
But is that not why like a reason why comedians are so happy that he got elected? Because like you can
gives material.
You can make fun of Joe Biden, but you couldn't make fun of other things that party would say, such as different types of people. If you get what I'm saying, like you couldn't joke on those people. The right you could
if you do it right. If you structure the joke right.
I don't know.
You can do anything if you do it right. The problem is that no one has good intentions. Back to the best intentions thing.
Yeah.
No one has it.
But did you watch Trump and Joe Rogan's podcast? Did you watch that?
Yeah,
I did.
So like the part where he said, I had to make 1,000 appointees or 10,000 appointees, and I didn't really know. I was going off the advice and trust of other people, but now that he's had 4 years in, 4 years out, I think he's got like a solid team that he's laid forth with.
He was trying to make
RFK.
Really?
Tulsi.
Did you feel really good about the Attorney General pick?
Yes, I feel good about all of them. I feel good about.
You felt good about the dude that was paying 17-year-old girls for sex?
No, I mean I don't know about that. That's all scandalous.
No, it's not scandal. It's actually released by the Republicans. It's in writing, black and white, on paper.
Well, if that's the case, then fucking boot him. But
they did.
Pete Hegseth for DOD, like all this.
I don't know about that stuff.
It's great. It's great in my opinion. So, you're talking about Matt Gaetz? Yeah,
yes.
I get that. I didn't like him either. What kind of person gets plastic surgery in their 40s? What kind of man?
Well, no.
That's just weird to me.
My take on that is that I think he was just putting in favors, and whoever paid the highest price gets a spot. And to me, that's dangerous. Now you're seeing there's going to be fallout. There's going to be big fallout between him and Musk and all them.
You think
it's
so?
going to. It happens. Has any single person that was in the original Trump administration survived? No. They never do. That's his MO. He uses you until he can't use you anymore, and then he gets rid of you. That's it. That's the way he is. My fear is that America is going to be that last. I'm going to use you until I don't need you anymore, and then it's over. That's my fear.
Yeah.
And you know what? If he doesn't do it and he just does a few things and cuts taxes all of our taxes are going up. His plan is going to raise our taxes.
You think so?
Oh, no, they've released it. It's the only people that are going to get tax cuts are anybody who makes more than $250,000, period. Everybody else's taxes are going up because they're all expiring in 2025. That's just the reality of the fact. Insurance is going up. They're not lowering the cost there because they're in his pocket. You know what? That's the way government officials are. It doesn't matter who wins. It doesn't matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat. Whoever's got the money and is buying in is going to get whatever they want. Like George Carlin said, it's a big club. We're not invited to it.
You're not in
We
it.
can bitch and moan until they want us to bitch and moan and separate. I love different thoughts and different processes and different ideas of people, and I don't hold anything against anyone except when people don't hold their own folks accountable for the same shit.
Right.
So I absolutely agree with you, and there's a reason why I left that team is because I didn't agree with all the crazy woke stuff that was going on, and I didn't agree with the fact that they were just demonizing everything that had an R next to it.
It just didn't really.
But they're doing the same thing.
And I don't want to minimize that stuff because I think it is important too.
Sure.
However, when your whole platform is that, and you got, and I don't, and again,
demonization is never a good platform.
I don't know. I don't get into these things. I don't like go and read a lot of things about like what their actual plans are and what their, all the things that they've tried to put in place to help people. I don't know anything like that. But all I know is what they're putting in front of me, and what they put in front of me was a lot of ideologic stuff, and it wasn't things that were really going to help, in my opinion, like America as a whole.
Agreed.
And
he did a good job of advertising what he wanted to do that would have been good for America.
Yeah.
But then when he gets elected, he comes out and says, "Oh, well, the prices aren't going to go down. I just told you the prices were going to go down. They're not going down."
Well,
he has no control over that. Zero control over that.
Clear that I'm saying that, and I'm not saying that I'm one way or the other, because
Right.
honestly I'm very much in the middle. I feel like
I'm an issues guy. I don't really care about.
I don't care about
The initial
I want to know what we got. A lot of problems,
Yeah.
and they need to be solved. And
they're not going to be.
no. Well, has anyone ever? I mean,
Yes.
Have they?
Yeah.
Not all of them.
There's a lot of cans that get kicked down the road,
Yeah.
but sometimes you got to kick a can down the road in order to fix another can.
Yeah. Was that a notification from your team? How they doing? They doing all right?
They're still winning.
They were looking golden, baby.
We're keeping track of 2 games here, guys. He's missing his Miami.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that! Miami's winning too.
31-28.
Okay, so we're in good spirits tonight.
Can we all agree though that the wars need to stop? Can we all agree on that?
I
These
agree.
wars gotta stop.
I agree with the war machine has to stop.
The military-industrial complex.
I don't think he's going to do that.
That's
There's
never
too much
gonna
money in it.
I think that I don't.
Man.
I think the military-industrial complex
know that
is never
more than
going
anybody.
away.
I know.
There's
And
too
just-
much money in it.
Just saying those words, I feel like that's going to get it.
Oh, yeah.
That the
I'm fearful. I'm fearful of that becoming an issue. But you know what? At the end of the day, and you said something. There are 2 things. There are 2 big points here that I think kind of you can look at. One is anytime somebody talks bad about the Orange Man, anytime somebody talks bad about him, their response back is, "Well, look what so and so did."
right.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
Well, that happened on both sides of the coin.
That was great when you were in middle school.
Yeah.
yeah.
but-
There was a lot of face slapping and he said, she said
Right.
shit going on.
The bottom line is this. You said this, you got elected, now you're saying this. You should be held accountable for the things that you say on camera. And I don't think this country does a good enough job of holding anyone accountable for anything unless it's inappropriate or someone can profit off of it or someone can sue off of it. And if you don't have those things, then at this point, it doesn't matter. And that kind of gets to my last point, which is at the end of the day, I was raised to respect everybody and treat people the way they treat me and not view that stuff. And I have never lived my life because of a decision that this was made or that was made or
Right.
this. I make decisions based on my family,
You keep
my
it close to
home,
the vest.
my bills. Those are the things that I have to pay. I cannot think globally if I'm completely ignoring local. And so to me, I focus on getting my local right.
Right.
And I will partake and I will listen and I will read, which is something that most people don't do anymore, and actually
forgot
learn
how.
what these plans are. And if you look at a lot of this stuff, yeah, you can find bad in all of these plans. But, there's a lot of things out there, and I don't want to get into another rant or another topic.
Oh, baby, we're down the rabbit hole.
There's another thing out
Russell's
there.
red pilling us. I'm just.
I'm
can I
not
just
into
say-
hurting people.
Can I just say that your glasses are really fucking me up? Because all I see when I look at you is me.
That's exactly why I wore them. Vintage frames.
I have a
Corey, you are amazing. These are
very
amazing glasses.
clean reflection of myself in your mirrored glasses. Sorry,
Go to the Good Time Hotel on 5th in Miami
I want to go to the Good Time Hotel.
and look at the vintage frame store.
Can
They
I just
have
make
amazing
what do you call it? A disclaimer to YouTube. These are all of our just opinions. None of we are not stating any of these things as facts.
I don't know anything.
No, I don't know shit.
Fuck you and your censors as well.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, we can say that. You can say that.
I
I can
can't
say that.
I-
I don't know.
Russell's like, I don't want to say that.
I'm just a good old boy.
It's just that's my biggest, as someone who likes to talk on a microphone in front of a camera and be on YouTube and other things. That is my biggest problem with this
I want peace.
state of the world we're in right now is the censorship piece, and I don't think that it's good.
You know what? I want peace
Good
in
luck.
the world. It's not going to happen because there are things that have been going on a lot longer than we've been around.
War's too profitable.
And war is too profitable and there's too much money in it. But I am not going to support warmongering in any way, no matter who's doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to try and do what's right for me and my family and hope that translates to being a good human being and a good American and good whatever. And, if it goes to shit, if the shit completely hits the fan and he ends up doing some of the stuff that the left decides that they're fearing mongering about, and he goes way off the rails and starts doing some crazy, like, whatever, like sci-fi movie shit, and everybody starts freaking out and they start tracking people and doing all that kind of crazy. You know what? Then I'm just going to get my passport and I'm going to sell my house and I'm going to put my money in the bank and I'm going to move somewhere.
Italy.
Probably either there or somewhere tropical.
I saw a guy come on today. He was in Italy. He's like Italian guy. Come on my TikTok, and he was like,
at least the food won't kill us.
He goes, why do Americans, when they retire, why do you retire? He's like, why do you go to Florida when you retire? He's like, you can come to Italy, get 20 of your friends and your family, your closest people, move to Italy. He's like, all you're gonna have to pay for is the price of the ticket to fly over. He's like, you can buy a whole villa for $1 each unit, and he's like, and then you just fix it up and whatever. He's like, you can get stuff for a handful of money. He's like, you can live like a king, and the food is better. The people are lovely.
It's better for you, and you know what? There's a lot of good, and then there's also a lot of struggle there. There's also a lot of things that are, who knows about the healthcare system? We don't know about doctors and that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, their food. My wife is a huge health, clean eating, and my main client,
health issues because of the food.
All about clean eating, and like in Miami, he even has me eating salads every single day. And
your wife?
No, my client.
Oh, your client?
Yeah, down.
Well, he could
in
eat.
Miami.
I'm just saying that dude probably could do with a steak.
They, I wouldn't want to see that. But they have less health problems. Our lifespan has dropped for the first time in like 50 years.
Thank God.
Like the average man now is like 72. So they're talking about raising the retirement age to 70.
Yeah, well, I'll be dead before then.
So they're raising the retirement age to 70. And average male lifespan in this country is 72. So what are they telling you? That's the thing that bothers me.
You're going to work till you die.
Yeah. I'm not. That's where I go like I start following all the hipsters and I'm like, yeah, let's just live free and just go and do shit. Like, let's have fun.
Dude, that's I don't have. So like, I don't know. I'll just put it this way. I don't have much of a retirement plan due to the 20 years of marriage I was in. I fucked up. So like I had to come up with an alternative, plan. And
do you get a discount if you say you fucked up on TV?
What do you mean? Discount on what?
Will the lawyer give you some back?
No, I didn't even have a lawyer.
That might have been your first problem.
It was.
Okay.
I was not smart.
I didn't really mean to open a wound and pour salt in it.
I'm gonna go
kick you in the face at the same time.
Give myself a swirly in the toilet. No. But I had to come up with an alternative retirement plan, and that is to, she knows when her daughter goes off to college and she wants she's got dreams and aspirations to leave and go to New York and college in New York, and so when that happens, I'm going to rent this house out. We're gonna get a bus or a fucking RV, and whatever money, whatever money that's left over after the mortgage is paid, that's our gas money, utilities, whatever. I mean, and we're just gonna travel.
And and there's a lot to be said for that. And there's a lot to be said for watching our youth learn in front of our eyes the importance. And I credit Gary Vee for that. You're supposed to taste shit in your 20s.
You're supposed to what?
You're supposed to taste shit in your 20s.
You're supposed to taste shit?
Taste anything, everything.
I'll never taste shit.
Go do stuff. Figure something out and go do things. I had a conversation with someone. They're like, oh, so what's your daughter going to do when she gets out of college? I'm like, well, she's a photographer in college, and she's a very good sports photographer, and she's going to explore that. Well, isn't she going to get a real job?
Oh, fuck you.
Wait, hold on a second. No, she's not going to get a real job until she has to. And I even told her that. I said,
what is not real about photography?
I don't understand that comment, but you know what? I understand that you're not going to make a lot of money in it unless you do weddings. If you do weddings, you're going to make a lot of money.
Really?
Most of the sports photographers make money off of weddings, not on sports.
Fine. Then she would crack at it. I mean, she would kill it.
She is really, really good. And I told her flat out, I said, spend your 20s.
Handsome bastard.
Spend your 20s going out there and shooting everything you can. Photograph as many things as you can. Get everything on your resume and see where it goes. If you land a big client and that's your ticket, then great. When you get to 30 and it's not working and you've exhausted every option, every opportunity, then we'll talk about you getting a bullshit job that you're going to pay your bills and do your normal whatever domesticated crap. But at your 20s, you're supposed to like try. Like we all got, our dreams were robbed from us.
Totally.
Because we were told, graduate high school, go to college, get a job, find a woman, get married, have kids, buy the house, have the mortgage, have the debt, do this, do that, do all these things. And this was our course. And all of us bid it.
It was almost like, it's almost like our parents were like worried that we wouldn't have, they had like a plan for us and they felt like they were worried that we wouldn't fit into this niche, this groove. And so they pushed us to do these things. Like when I was in high school, I was in a little rock unit, a little band. And that's all I wanted to do. And I told my mom that. And, God bless my mother. I love her to death. But she was like, son, that's not a real job. I'm like, have you ever listened to music? I mean, of course it could be a real job. I mean, we weren't that great, but we could have grown. You know what I mean? And I didn't explore it. And by the time I was ready to, I had all the things that you just said. I had a family and I had bills and debt and I got fat, from working. And I found joy in that, but I also, I felt like a piece of me was missing. And I'll never get that back, but I'm hopeful that, even at 47 years old, you can, and your boy, Gary Vee, he tells people that shit all the time. He's like, I don't give a fuck how old you are.
Yeah, you got plenty of time.
Start over.
I think the challenge for us is breaking out of that mold, that fear that comes from, well, what if we screw up?
Right.
What happens if we lose everything that we worked for?
Right.
And it's like, most of us are like worried about what our wives or our parents or whatever, or society or whatever is going to think.
Right.
If we, you know what, at the end of the day, if you're making decisions, if you're making informed decisions, whatever they are, if you're making informed decisions and you actually have sat down and thought about it and worked it through, and you go and you jump and you leap and you give it your 100% and it doesn't work out, oh well. At least you gave it a try.
Yeah, and you gave it everything.
You gave it everything that you had. And even me, I started this 5 years ago now, coming January.
Yeah.
And
you're doing great, man. I think.
I've
I don't really know from behind the scenes, but you're portraying that you're doing great.
5 year ago me would punch me in the face.
You think so?
For being, either disappointed that I'm not further.
Yeah.
Or
right now, I'll punch you in the face.
I've been stagnant for a while. My followers have stayed the same, but I've gained followers and lost followers. I've lost all the followers that didn't matter.
Yeah.
And so I've been treading water for a couple of years in terms of social media.
Can I cut you? Not to cut you off, but I'm going to do it anyways. The followers
I
thing.
feel so hurt.
Does that help your business though?
No, it really doesn't. Except here's where it's going to help the business now. Every single one of your influencers, every single person you've seen on social media now is not who they say they are.
Of course.
Not in terms of views, not in terms of look, not in terms of like filters and all that stuff. Like we were used to people faking it. AI is running all of these accounts.
Right.
They're paying for it. The Path Socials, all these companies, you're
Russian
paying a
troll
monthly.
Bots.
You're basically paying an algorithm to send you out to what it believes are people that are interested in your work. And it's working because it's smart.
Yeah.
and now everybody's paying for it. So now if you're not paying for it, you're going to be left behind.
Right. Well,
that's where my dilemma is. It's like I'm now at that cusp of 2024, 2025. Is it now time to start paying for something that is going to get me out of whatever hell stagnation has put me in?
So let me ask you this. You brought up algorithms.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we should have algorithms?
I don't think we have a say in that.
No, I'm not. I don't give. This is a hypothetical question. Just answer. Just tell me what you feel. How you feel? Should we or should we not have algorithms?
I don't understand the question.
Should there be algorithms or should there not
Wake
be
up over
algorithms? I mean, I honestly, and I'll go into like how I feel about it. I feel like algorithms are a form of censorship.
Well, I think we've all kind of thought that from the beginning. Like, I had 19,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it only 700 people see
Right.
a post if I just throw a post out there?
Mm-hmm.
Why are there only 100 people that view my stories?
Yeah.
I have 19,000 followers. 19,000 people have said, I want to follow this person, but I don't get to see any of their content. Your stories and
He's pulling some shit up.
your stories and your posts and your reels should go to every one of your followers until that follower says they don't want to see your stuff.
So the way I was told,
And that's how you would truly wean out
what I
who your followers are.
I did a little research, very little, but I did a little about like the way the algorithms are working right now,
Right.
and it's like, and I'll just use TikTok as an example. Like if you go on TikTok and all of your posts, you see that they're getting like 200 to 300 like views.
Yep.
And then it stops, is because TikTok, no matter what, no matter who you are, it pushes your shit out to 200 to 300 people.
Yep.
Immediately, as soon
And
as
if nobody's interested, it stops.
it stops. If you're not getting comments
Yep.
and likes and shares and all the things that we beg people to do all the time, the free shit,
Yeah.
the things that don't cost any money, but those things are what makes it go, oh, they're reacting, they like
Yep.
this, so they'll push it to more, and then it pushes it out to 200 to 300 strangers, people that are not automatically in your wheelhouse or your
Right.
followers. So that's why I think a lot of times our likes and our comments and shit are like a little bit lower than what we think they should be.
Because it is an element of marketing. You're wanting new people to see. Like, you're not putting a billboard on the side of the highway for the client you already hired to hire you. You're putting the billboard on the side of the highway for other people to hire you. I get that.
Yeah.
The problem is that, like, Instagram doesn't work that way.
Right.
You're not getting a lot of clientele. Like, I know a number of photographers that have given up on social media and have gone to Google and have gone to SEO and all this other stuff that
They have their own websites.
that I do not like. And I have my own website, but it's like I literally wish that somebody would like sit down with me and show me all the different things that I could do with this website.
And there's people out there
and
that
make
will do
money.
that.
The problem is, and that's kind of what one of my stories was, I think I posted it earlier today, is that the reason everyone is so sick and tired of all of this crap is because all of these courses and all of this crap that's out there is all fake.
Yeah.
Like, all it is, it's really simple. And trust me when I tell you, if someone listens to this and is new to social media and is thinking that these get rich quick and get followers quick and all this stuff's going to work, you're going to be
They're
sadly
gonna get
mistaken,
rich.
because the person that's pitching that, and I know this from an absolute fact, the person that is pitching that is getting paid to make sure you click on their link, and they're getting paid.
Right.
It doesn't even matter the information that's getting to you. And I've joined communities, and you see all these like Facebook communities and all this crap that's out there, and they're like, oh, you'll get tons of advice, and everybody, the whole community will help each other out and get gigs. I have never joined a community where someone said, hey, let's work together.
Right.
Let's figure it out.
Well, and that's like kind of like why I've really slowed down or kind of stopped. I mean, if you notice, the last post on my photography page was the JFE show. That was the last time I uploaded anything. And it was a picture of that girl, Jasmine. and I just grabbed a shot, and I thought it was a nice little, picture. She turned right at the time I snapped my, camera, and so I was like, I like that. I'll post it, and that was the last time. And I just don't post anymore because I want to be able. I want the capability. And I know want in one hand and shit in the other one, see which one fills up quicker. But I want the capability to utilize my social media how I want to use it. And maybe that's an old man mentality, whatever.
How is it that you want to use it?
I just want to upload the things that I like to upload. I don't, like you were saying, if you're not posting things like, jumping into the camera, hey, you want to get new followers on Instagram? Let me show you how.
Yeah.
If you're not posting certain content like that, like I said, I love TikTok. I don't give a shit that the Chinese are reading my fucking information. I don't care. I will warp my fucking brain watching that stupid app. It's just mind melting, but it's like, it is really just like, when I'm taking a shit, it's the best. It's better than Reader's Digest. I love it. So I'm on there, and if you and the way that one works is if you spend more than like 2 seconds or like a half a second on somebody's page, now you see their content. If you like somebody's stuff, now you see their content. And what they're hoping is after you see more of their content, you'll follow them. And I do, because there's certain topics and things like that I like.
Right.
And it's mostly like I got motorcycles, I got photography stuff. I can't even remember all the shit that comes up.
Yeah.
A lot of booties shaking, golf anime. No, that's my Twitter.
I think that using social media for what you want to use it for is a great thing. I think what you should do is you should go back into all of your photos that you've ever taken and the stuff that you like.
Mm-hmm.
Not that anybody else liked, nothing.
Well, I've always done that.
I know, but take a month or whatever and literally don't do anything except post the photo, the one photo, or if you want to do 3 or whatever, just post the photo. You don't even have to have anything clever in the comment. You don't have to have 30 hashtags. You don't have to do any of that stuff.
Right.
Post the photo, put where you shot it with what gear you shot it on. That's it. Post it. Do it every day. Take 30 seconds and do it each day and make it a habit.
Mm-hmm.
And then go back and just keep posting your archive stuff. You'll be amazed. All of a sudden, people that are into whatever work that you're putting out there, there's always somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You'll start to see it will pop again.
Yeah.
It's not going to pop viral.
Well,
because you're not doing what requires viral things to pop.
And that's fine. I don't care about that.
I don't really, to me, I don't really care about that either. Like, I keep my reels. The reels are archived on my page if they don't hit a certain amount of views, because if I don't see an audience liking it, I'm not doing it for my own personal. I'm not posting real content on my Soscenic photography page that I personally think is the best stuff I've ever shot.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff I have enormous.
Yeah, you got a huge library.
The library that I have of shots that I have that are amazing, that nobody ever saw, that nobody ever liked, or when I posted them they didn't like, it is better than anything that's up on my page.
Right.
I literally use my page to advertise my services, and that's it. And I try to get more clients that way, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. I've had a lot of clients come to me and ask me when I'm in Miami or when I'm up in New York, I want you to do for me what you do for Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, here's my rate. Oh.
They don't want nothing to do with that.
They're like, what do you mean
Did you think I was doing this shit for free?
I'm like, come on. I'm like, this is
him.
The rate. I'm like, him and I have an agreement where he's going to get a better deal because we've been friends for a long time.
Right.
You're a new client. You expect me to follow you around or get you to your locations on time? Like, I'm his driver.
Yeah.
I'm his security. I run a lot of different things during those weeks. I'm not just going to do that for just anybody, for one. And for two, I'm not going to do it for free.
Hell to the no.
There's way too much money out there. There's way too many people that made it really big on crypto that think that they're not supposed to be tipping people. Bullshit. You will get nowhere in this world if you rip everybody off.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, it is. It was going away, and then,
Who brought it back? Musk?
No.
Hawk Tua?
I think the Fed shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah. They had a chance to get rid of it. And when they busted the, FTX is it or whatever?
Yeah, Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah, when they busted that whole group, they could have brought the whole thing down, and they didn't. But you know what? It is what it is. There's a lot of people out there that are doing things that, for us, we'll never understand, or we morally just can't wrap our heads around doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not selling my body for money.
Yeah, I am. Hey, listen, times are tough. $20 is $20. I'm cheap. Okay, guys.
Wow, this is a shame. We've probably been on this podcast for an hour, and it's only 2 rim shots.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm a little slow tonight.
I'm a slow starter. Bring the mood down. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about something upbeat and energetic and fun. And
I got nothing.
Doom and gloom.
How was your Christmas?
My Christmas was great.
Or, unless you say
quiet.
Happy New Year or Happy Holidays. I don't know.
Yeah, Happy Holidays. It's okay to say Merry Christmas. I think we're getting that kind of coming back, and so it is what it is. I think that at holidays were fine. Holidays are kind of a tough time for especially creators because
it's dead.
Everybody's so busy trying to get to that time, and then when you get to that time, you've been so antisocial working that it's hard to be social.
Yeah.
And I think that it is what it is. It's fine. I think that my family is healthy and happy, and I love seeing that.
Did your daughter come home from school for Christmas break?
But she had to go back down and work a couple of gigs, and then she came back up, and then she's helping me with the high school basketball.
Yeah, let's just talk about her for the next hour.
That's great. She's suffering from a little bit of that youthful mistaken burnout too.
Okay.
She's been working nonstop.
Too much.
Well, she's been working nonstop because she works for her athletics department. So she's constantly doing things, going events, editing this, editing that. Mm-hmm. There are certain edits that certain clients want a certain way.
Right.
You don't get to just do the way you want to do it.
Right.
You have to do it the way the client. You don't have artistic
freedom.
Right. The client has to have it a certain way, and so that can lead to I call it boredom because you get bored very easy doing the same thing 100%. Over and over and over again.
Confinement.
It's one of the things that with my sports photography I actually have enjoyed. I don't promise anyone anything specific. Mm-hmm. The only thing I promise in my sports packages, depending on the rate, is like the number of images that I'm guaranteed to have to give you. I will over deliver that every time.
Right.
But I'm going to guarantee that if your kid doesn't play, I'll still figure out a way to get you 5 to 10 images of your kid on the sideline or whatever. Something. I'll get you something. But I've made it a point that I do whatever it is that I want to do with those photos in terms of how artistic they're going to be, this, that, and the other. I don't just do the standard shot, and I have fun with it, and I don't give it to them unless I like it. And that's a good thing to get to. I think that I have the freedom to do that because I'm working for me. Mm-hmm. She doesn't have that freedom right now because she's working for either me or the school or the newspaper she works for or the clients that hire her. And that's a great learning opportunity.
Do you think she'll be able to figure out how to break free and like get it done right to where she enjoys it?
I don't know. I hope so. I hope she does. Because she's good. She's really good.
Well, I hope that for
you know where she's the best at? She is the best at being in the room. When she's on set, when the lights are on, when she's there and she walks in and every other sports photographer that's on that NFL field is like 50, 60, 70 years old, been doing it forever. They're in the press room and they're just grinding out photos left and right, and they got a system and they just are just doing everything they can, and she's sitting there on the field just editing photos, trying to get them quickly edited and done, and doing all of that, and seeing her network and excel in that environment, and having witness the amount of people that gravitate towards her because they know that they're going to be treated with respect from someone her age where that doesn't exist.
Right.
And she is respectful to all of the people that have done it. And she asks questions, and she pays attention, and she listens, and she takes advice, and she takes criticism, and she does it pleasantly.
She's very professional for someone her age.
Yes. And that is why I think she's going to be, if she wants to, she'll be successful.
I say her age. I'm not sure what I feel like she's, I've forgotten. Was she 19?
Yeah, she'll be 20 next month.
Okay. But at 19, I was not professional. What happened? Are they losing?
Halftime, baby.
Scored right before half.
What about the other one?
Bastards.
Show me. Don't look, Russell.
Oh, they're good. They're good.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice. All right.
Well, we're half in, half out.
I'd rather the other one win than this one win.
I got you. Do you have money on the game or something?
No money. Just
his heart.
Just 9 years of just. We sold our soul to the devil for a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning, and we've been out of the playoffs for 9 years. So, for win, we're in.
Well, best of luck to your team, even though you're not on it or don't own it or anything.
That's why I ultimately don't care as much as I used to.
No. I'm just fucking with you because it's always so funny when these like hardcore sport people are like, yeah, we we just couldn't pull it out.
There's a lot of sports photographers out there that are fans, and I don't understand that.
Yeah.
That I don't get.
That's hard to do. I mean, you shouldn't be, I don't think.
I taught my daughter very well, and she photographed. She is a huge fan of the Broncos. She's a huge fan of the Miami Hurricanes. She's photographed both of the. Well, she hasn't photographed Denver yet, but she photographed the Miami Hurricanes. She wasn't on the sidelines when they were winning, going rah rah and yay, and
she's focused on the job.
She's doing a job. She understands that there is responsibilities, and she likes the fact that when she does something right and when she shoots something right and people like it, they appreciate it, they pay for it, and they talk about you behind your back in a way that they should be talking about you in terms it's positive.
Well, unless they're haters.
Even, you know what? I don't mind haters. I really don't mind haters because if you're getting haters, that means you're doing something right.
Right.
So every other girl that's acting jealous of her or trying to figure out why she's got access that she does, or any photographer, not just girls, just any photographer getting jealous about her opportunities, are you kidding? That girl's earned everything that she's got on her own. I don't have pull with the NFL. I am not anybody. I don't have any pull with the NFL. She does.
That's awesome.
She's photographed with them twice.
She's super professional. I really enjoyed her time when she was here, and I mean, I really think that if she keeps on the path that she's on, and I don't know shit, because I'm not one of these gurus that like I could show you how.
I hope she can do it her whole life so she can just be happy.
I've met people that are in their 20s and their 30s. There are people that are my age, people that are older than me that don't have the level of professionalism that she has at 19.
I know.
And that was the point. That's
yeah.
I said all that to say that.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I'm going pee.
Well, thanks for the update. You want to vlog it so we can? I figured you were flipping that around for a reason.
It's in the
Okay. Now we're alone. We can talk shit about him while he's gone. Nah, man, but
I have like a pouring glass of water.
Yeah. To the 4 people that listen, I apologize. Also, if you're watching, I'm just going to real quick, this is another disclaimer, but the people that are watching the YouTube and like want to listen to it on the audio, I am behind a few episodes like normal. Okay, I've been slacking. It's been the holidays, so forgive me. They'll be up soon, I hope. I'm going to try to do some tomorrow.
Bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, my schedule changed, and now I'm working Monday through Friday. And I'm all
Job's
set.
going well?
It's weird. It's the weird. I have never in my working career, in my working life, in my work history, have I had Saturday, Sunday off. Ever.
Are you enjoying it?
I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, you get to do podcasts on Saturdays.
Yeah. I try to do them on Friday, but that's his longest day.
Yeah.
So he can't be here. And I did say I'm going to try and do more podcasts a week. If I can do 2 a week, I'd be good. Because I'm thinking about doing some on Friday with just me and whoever. whoever wants to come in and we can just shoot the shit, just more like laid back. I've done a few like that so far.
Sure.
And they were pretty good. I did all right. I held in there okay. I mean, I did Pat's job okay.
Yeah.
But squirrel.
That way I want to do more. I'd love to be able to do more. I just can't get motivated to do it after working all day.
Sure.
And,
trust me.
You work a 12-hour day. You're like, the last thing I want to do. I'll be asleep.
It's, you know what, and a lot of people still talk to me. I celebrated 30 years with my company in November, and it's just one of those things where it's like, people are like, man, how do you do both things? I don't sleep.
Yeah, I know. Bitch texts me at like 2:30 in the morning. I'm just waking up.
Dropping memes.
Yeah, he's sending me memes. You know what? I was thinking about that the other day, and I don't mean to change the subject, but I'm going to say this. I was like, when guys send me reels or memes, you're not the only one that does it. I like it. I appreciate it, but I don't reciprocate. Have you noticed? Like, I'll laugh or like say something sometimes, or sometimes I just go, I look at it and go, I already seen that one, or whatever, and then I just move on about my day.
Yeah, thanks, asshole.
Yeah. There's a third one. But, it's just like, how should
really appreciate the support back.
Yeah. Is that support? No, like if you send me something that you did, I'm like, okay, he sent me a reel he made.
Sure.
So I'm like, he must want me to share this. So I'll share it on my story.
Yeah, I try not to do that too much because
usually you do that with group. You highlight everybody and send it to everybody. I know your fucking game.
I do what with groups?
Wow. Upside down pineapple?
Yeah. What's going on? It's a different kind of potty. I know your thing.
No, the memes are really just when I'm at my wit's end with editing and I need a break, I'll spend 15 minutes and I'll scroll.
Yeah.
And when I find shit that kind of relates.
Does it make you think of me?
It makes me think of a lot of people, but
so I'm not the only one.
But yes, if I send it to you, it's because I feel like it's a topic that could be translated to what we would understand.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to send you just random stuff unless I send you just some random inappropriate thing.
No, that's her.
Yeah.
that's my girlfriend, that's your wife, that's his wife. They send us random shit that doesn't have anything to do with what we like.
Yeah. And the internet's undefeated. Like like all the stuff out there, like the French fry thing I put on my story today. It's just, the internet's undefeated. It just is. I mean, if you see anything other than, the post says, if you see anything other than French fries, then there's something wrong with you. And everybody to a T that wrote back to me was like, I am really messed in the head. I'm like, yep. We all are.
I don't need to comment on that.
And it's just really,
I'm not trying to out
it
myself.
Is just really funny. I find entertainment in it. I know it drives some of my friends that I have in my corporate life crazy. But, if you can't laugh at this world, we are going to be just unbelievably miserable people. And you know what? I enjoy a good laugh between my wife, my daughter, and I.
Yeah.
And we will try to make things as fun as possible. Am I always the nicest person? No.
I don't believe that.
Am I an asshole behind the scenes? I can be.
I don't believe that either.
But I only treat people as they treat me.
Yeah.
And so, anytime I post something a little off on my stories and stuff like that, understand that I don't just post those things for no reason. There's always a reason behind it.
Yeah?
And there's always an audience to some of it.
Okay.
So if I post something, if I'm dealing with a disrespect,
okay,
and I post something about disrespect, it's geared to that person that disrespected me.
Yeah.
Everybody else can enjoy it or whatever and be like, ooh, that's pretty good, and this, that, and the other. But if you disrespect me,
then you. Sorry.
He just bleeped himself. We're doing that now.
Whatever.
But if you disrespect him,
I certainly wish you would be like we'd be on like a 2-second delay and just dump and beep out every bad word we've said the entire fucking thing. Like the whole podcast would just be like,
oh
beep,
my God.
beep, beep, beep.
You know how much work? You know how much fucking work that would be? Yeah, no, you got to be real
We'd
animated
have to
with
have
it.
like a button underneath the desk.
No, it's just I don't know, man.
I didn't mean to throw you off there.
No, you're fine. I need to be thrown off sometimes.
I personally, I won't do that. And I'm not saying that you're wrong for doing it.
Right.
You have to deal with that situation in the way that you see fit. Me personally, if someone does me wrong or there's something like you said, not the word that you used, it's not injustice, but like somebody does something
disrespectful.
Disrespect. That's the word. Yeah. Fuck. Stupid. If someone's disrespectful to me, I just go over and block and move on with my life. I don't fuck with it. Sure. I don't feel that, but also,
and I don't engage anymore either. I'll occasionally throw a story out there just to kind of address something.
Yeah.
But it's most of the time it's something that's actually going on in my life or whatever that I'm trying to send a message out there to the ether because nobody watches you like a hater.
No.
I mean,
well, that to your point earlier, people, as I say, as people, the majority of people, I would venture to say, and I don't know this is the right figure, but I will say 98% of people that are on the internet and their algorithm is set to a way that they see a lot of negative shit, and I think that that's because they're looking at it. They're responding to it. They're dealing with that type of thing. They're interacting with it, and I think that is what
it's addicting. It's like
people
cocaine.
As a whole, I think we do respond more to negative shit. Now, I have been
I'm sorry, white special powder.
Whoa, easy, calm down.
Spent a lot of time in Miami there, young man.
It's been one of those days.
I brought the gray beard to the gray beard podcast.
You did. It's coming in thick.
My teeth numb.
No, I'm just saying, like, Where
are my teeth?
I've tried so hard to like curate the other way. Like I want to look at only things that are like people that are actually being creative. People
He wants to look at only things.
Yes.
Only things.
Yes, only things. You fuckers. You're late. You missed it, you fuckface.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, well, that's what she said.
Wow.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just like there was a comedian, Ari Shafir. He talked about the algorithm on YouTube, and he's like, it will literally show you what you look at. Yeah. He's like, all I did was search puppies for like a whole year, and he's like, now my YouTube is nothing but fucking puppies. You missed it.
You don't even need to do it for a whole year.
No.
It's like
a day or two.
You talk about something, it's
you look at something on a different app.
Yeah. And people are so worried about the government is taking your information. Bitch, our devices have been watching you, and they have been listening to you.
Already know.
And tracking you. And they're like, this is so funny when people, have you seen the videos of people like putting the magnets on their injection site?
Oh yeah.
And like, look, it's stick. Like, they think there's a microchip in there, and I'm like, are you fucking stupid? They don't need to microchip us. They got this. It's way better. The microphone is dope.
When the talks of the special whatever was done back in the day, people were all like, oh, there's microchips in it and this, that, and the other. I'm like, I don't care if they shove an iPad in my ass. Just keep me alive. I just want to live to see my daughter and my wife be happy and live a good life. I don't care. All these people are like, we talked about this a long time ago. You have one of two choices. You can, if you get put to a decision where you don't really have much of a choice, you're choosing time or not time. So when someone says it's life or death, whether it's true or not, you're having to make that decision is, do you want time or do you not? Mm-hmm. If you don't care and you want to roll the dice, you do not. If you want time or perceived guaranteed time, well, then you go with that and you do that choice. You know what? It's the same thing every generation has done with science. They've always had things that they've had to take chances on. Yeah. And does it turn out to be bad? Yes. Sometimes. Lead was bad in paint. We figured out that lead was bad in paint.
Asbestos is no bueno.
Yeah, asbestos is bad. Trusting in savings and loans.
Yeah. Well, I think that
everything is everything. There's always
the main thing
learning
is
opportunity.
The fact that you are an individual and you can make a decision on your own.
That is what I'm more concerned with losing than anything. There's not a single person in this country that should tell anybody else what to do.
Which is why I harp so much
on either side.
My listeners are probably really tired of me talking about censorship because I've been talking about it damn near every episode. And it's because I feel like that is where it starts. You start censoring people, like what people say and what people can hear and see. You don't trust that people are smart enough to discern what's fact and what's false.
Well, they're not, but
well, you're right.
Fine, they've proven that they're not.
Sure, 100%.
Unfortunately and painfully, they've proven that they're not. But you make a very good point. That you know what? At the end of the day, we as Americans are supposed to be. Freedom's not free. I get it. But we should be able to make whatever decisions we want to make. We should not be impacted by anything or anyone else. We should be accountable to our own decisions. I know there's a lot of glorification of what happened to the healthcare guy a couple weeks back. I don't agree with that glorification of it.
I'm not sure I'm following.
The United Healthcare CEO.
The CEO that got gunned down in New York.
Oh yeah, no, my bad.
That's a real slippery slope.
There's a
very slippery slope.
Yeah, there's an enormous amount of people that are out there that are like
people that haven't gotten tattoos of the guy.
They're like glorifying
corporate
the murder of the CEO. I think that's too extreme. But I do understand the argument of why they're so mad because these guys, in essence, they're not pulling the trigger. They're killing people with the decisions that they make from a financial standpoint.
100%.
And they don't. And I don't necessarily
talk about a movie. That is a movie,
right? And so when you look at those things, I'm not surprised when I see this happen. Here's where I'm disappointed with the next generations. I think our generation did things that actually made change. We protested, we debated, we went out there, we said this was wrong, we fought for certain things, and we got a lot of things done over the years, on both sides. We got a lot of things done that we fought for. I don't think this generation knows how to fight properly.
So where's the disconnect?
Mental health.
I don't know. Yeah, I think that somehow, some way, violence ended up being. We're 0 to 100 now.
Right.
We're now at. I'm pissed off because I got this bill. I'm killing this person.
I disagree with you.
How does that happen?
I disagree with you. So you're a fascist.
Right. Or
do you even know what the meaning of that word is?
Right. But I disagree with you. That plays every direction.
Sure.
And I'm going to just not get myself in trouble by saying what I'm going to say. So that gets you in so much trouble in so many directions. But at this rate, we go from 0 to 100. We go from having a life to being incarcerated. Instead of, how about we try to figure out how do we get a number of people together and we start working. Maybe we get together with some lawyers and we start talking class actions and we start doing things like that and we start seeing what we can come up with to make the changes.
Wait a minute.
How about we start voting for people that actually make change rather than the same old people that are always doing the same thing?
Hold on a second, because this sounds this is crazy talk. You are talking about
logically people
doing the work, and instead of just running your mouth.
Right.
That's crazy talk. What do you take these people for? You want them to do work? You want them to research things? You want them to actually do something? That's crazy, man. You can just make a post on Facebook. It's
but
fine.
When you go to Europe and you go to a lot of other countries, you see people actually working. You see people working. I'm just saying. Yeah. I don't know. I know that it's a generational thing, but it's just gotten too easy that we want the click. We want the look how famous this dude is.
Right.
So,
well, it's more of like a vigilantism type.
Yeah,
style
it's like what is a movie with Natalie Portman?
V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta.
It's kind of that.
Well, look at the kid that was in the Air Force that set himself on fire because of the Israel-Palestine conflict. And there's people out there that like put him on a pedestal. I get that that's a form of like retaliation to the uniform that you're wearing.
I feel like I'm in the room with Snoop Dogg over here.
You want a pair? Need some thick, dark glasses?
But everything is like turned into a fad now. Everything's turned into a fad now. You know what I mean?
It's the latest trend. I'm sure whoever this dude is that ended up shooting this healthcare CEO guy, in about 4 months, no one's gonna remember his name.
Oh yeah.
And
Did they catch him?
The sad thing,
Yes.
oh yeah, they caught him.
Okay.
The sad thing is that as much of I guess this guy did some incredibly nasty things as a CEO.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But that maybe he didn't understand downstream, or maybe he did. I don't know. These guys are so far separated from the real world. I don't know if sometimes they even realize what the downstream impacts are in some of these particular specific situations.
And when you say, well, let the legal system work.
It doesn't.
Well, when you're that guy.
But I'm also not going to tell my daughter to go and hurt somebody because of that. What are we like?
It's a double-edged sword, dude.
I think ultimately we get to the point where this is the part that no longer matters. And I hope that you're different. And I hope that your generation is different.
Well, I can't help but feel like this is a factory complex right now. Like this is there's a point here where the factory workers in America have now seen all the disgust from the higher ups and management.
Right.
And now they've kind of left the factory, went up into the front office, and they're trying to sort this thing out. I can't help but to feel like the sort of vigilantism and not so much I want to be a hero, but like I want to make a difference. I want people to understand that the people at that level, that they're corrupt, and we know. You know what I mean? And that could be a big mental health issue. The guy that shot that United Healthcare CEO, he went off like to Hawaii for 4 months and joined a cult right before it happened. And before that, he hurt his back and got denied like a spinal fusion by one of these companies that was under United Healthcare. So it's a slippery slope. Especially when you have social media involved.
And I get that it makes the impact. I get that it makes the change. It brings it to the forefront. But here's the thing: what he was hoping to do isn't working.
No.
You know why?
No. Somebody else just
because
took
the
his
media
position.
buried it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The media is actually normally the media. Well, used to be the media when we were growing up.
It was
would
where you got your
news.
actual news.
You reported the news. Now it's whoever's paying for the advertising.
Right.
So they've buried the lead story. Instead, you have Ozempic and whatever other drugs, and like you're gonna have like, a runny nose for the rest of your life and potentially die from this or whatever when you take these drugs. You'll see that on TV all the time. Those are the people that are paying.
We are the only country,
for the news.
I think, there might be one other, I think it might be New Zealand, that actually runs ads for pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, I don't even understand why that's a thing.
I've never understood it. It's always been weird, even since I was a kid. I mean,
and now we're doing songs. Like, if we're going to get into a tangent, can we stop singing about drugs?
Yeah.
Because I
mean, if you're gonna sing about drugs, can it be weed?
I don't know anybody. Come on, what is that? What is the one where they're like doing like a musical on TV? It's like Sky Rizzy or something like that crap, and they're like, Be Free on Sky Rizzy and all this other stuff, and they're like singing and dancing. I'm thinking to myself, really?
And these are the same fuckers that got rid of Joe Camel because it appealed to kids.
Yeah, you're basically just hooking young children.
I don't know
on the need for medication.
I don't know any kids that were like, Joe Camel, and they wanted to see a fucking, mascot Joe Camel. And
were you a regular smoker?
Oh, yeah.
Did you start smoking because you saw it on a TV ad?
No,
or you saw it in a movie?
I started smoking because everyone in my house smoked. And it was just the natural.
That should have been a rim shot right there.
That was the natural progression for me, you know. And it's really funny too. The story, I got caught, but I had smoked all day with my buddy Craig. We stole cigarettes from his mom. She had quit smoking and she had cartons.
Yeah.
So we stole a pack, and I was like smoking all day, and we were like walking around looking cool and shit. I go home, and then the smoke is so fucking thick in my house that you could cut it with a knife. And I walk over and hug my mom, and she goes, "Have you been smoking?" I'm like, "How the fuck do you smell that?"
No, trust me, you can smell it.
Oh, yeah.
Them ain't Pall Malls.
Yeah. And, I smoked because my father smoked.
Yeah.
I found cigarettes. I went off into the trees in New Jersey, and I lit up a cigarette and smoked.
I started smoking in a war zone.
There you go.
I had a better reason than both of us.
You had a better reason than both of us.
Jesus.
But, you know, I always laughed at like, like good old, I think all the kids that voted for who they voted for and like video games are going to be sadly disappointed when he goes after them because he's talking about doing it. Like, we need to get these violent video games off the. Like, really? We're still there? We still think that violent video games cause school shootings and stuff? No, they don't.
I don't know about that. I haven't heard anything about that. But
I think mental health is
mental health that needs to be brought to the forefront. Yeah. I think that mental health for sure.
Well, it's
no money in it.
95% of
doesn't fucking matter. You know, if these people really want to talk about doing what's right for this country and making it great, I think that they need to say what you want. I'm excited about JFK Jr.'s plans and shit. Get
you
rid
mean
of
RFK Jr.?
Whatever the fuck. Yes, that guy. I don't fucking know these people.
Rob.
I don't know. You know who the fuck I'm talking about.
Bobby.
But that's the
I
problem.
fucked his name up. All right, my bad.
No, you're good.
But yeah, RFK Jr. I think that that's great, and what he's talking about, making people healthy. Like, we are the worst.
I will tell you
the
this
worst
much.
health in the world.
Yeah, I'll tell you this much right now. If the other side had kept him and embraced some of his crazy, because he's got a lot of crazy.
Oh yeah.
But if they had embraced just his issues, they'd have won in a landslide.
The problem with that is
they would have won in a landslide.
Well, you can't.
He goes against the narrative though,
because you're fat shaming.
But he's getting the moms that don't know which side to take, and then he talked about making food healthier and cleaner, and that got every mom.
Yeah, but that side
everywhere
wasn't willing to work with him on that.
No. I'm 100% in agreement with you. They lost because of that.
Yeah.
You can't talk about health on that side. You can't because and there's actually who was it? Is it?
Well, no. Well, hold on a second.
There's a new health czar.
Hold on a second.
You know where I'm about to go?
You can. Well, no. What you're talking about is you can talk about health when it comes to coverage on that side. You cannot talk about health in terms of what we're doing to ourselves on that side. Those are two completely different things.
Okay, but
because you're going to cut something. If you cut something away, you're basically taking 30 million people's insurance away.
Well, they have
That's a different
just
story.
hired a new health czar.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about this woman. I've not done any research. I saw a video with her in it.
Was that Human Health Services?
I don't remember.
Was
what
it AI
position.
generated?
No, it was totally real. She's making videos and uploading them now. And she's talking about, you don't have to be healthy. Like, these are the words that she's saying. You don't have to be healthy. You know, because they're worried that it's going to fat shame people or upset people about the way they're living their life or whatever. And it's not about that. It's about, we want you to fucking live longer. Like you said, the average death rate, is going down. And that's because we have shit here in America that's illegal in other countries. Like
like
food
ingredients.
Yeah. My grandson is like a fucking case study number 1 for me. They took him off of the red and yellow dyes.
They actually debunked that she wasn't the person who's hired, but
Do what?
Rachel Levine.
Yeah, the lady you're talking about.
Oh, she's not.
She's not.
Okay, then why the fuck? Where are people talking about then? Why is she even?
Because it's
in the
easy
news?
to talk about fake news today.
Why is she even in the news?
She was in the cabinet of some sort.
So okay, but she's just a YouTuber now, I guess, and she's just making these fucked up videos, and everybody's getting on board. His son was on. They took him off of the red and yellow dyes, and his demeanor completely changed, like overnight.
So we were on the red and yellow dyes, though.
Sure were. And I was a nutty ass fucking kid.
Well, that was the big ADH movement that came in the 90s.
Yeah.
Was all these dyes being introduced to the food.
Something I have learned from listening to actual professionals and actual people that know, experts, not me, I don't know shit. But I was listening to a podcast the other day, and there was I can't remember. Don't quote me. I don't remember her name. But what she's either a psychotherapist or a psychologist or something. Right. But she was basically saying that, yes, ADHD is unfortunately real, but what it is
it's overprescribed.
It's an overactive mind. It's someone who needs to be. I'm putting words in her mouth, and I don't. Well, first of all, I didn't say her name, so we don't really know who the fuck I'm talking about. It could be an imaginary person, but now I'm going to uber paraphrase what she said. It's like when you have a hyper dog, and you are trying to train them, but they're like, there's too much shit going on, too much input, and they can't focus.
Yeah.
So you put them on a runner, or you take them out for a long-ass walk. You wear them the fuck out, and then you can get their attention. Then you can train them. And that's kind of like, she's just saying that, like, people...
Sounds a lot like... Oh, sorry.
People
I almost said something.
People just really need to be...
I bit my tongue. Wow. Rim shot that, please.
Oh, no. I need to... There you go.
People need to keep their minds busy. They need to be more physically active. They need to keep their mind and body busy. And what she was saying is, in her opinion, and what she believed, is that once we start exercising, if those people with ADHD would start exercising, eating better food, working out their mind by reading books and putting down the cellular devices and things of that nature, that it would wouldn't cure it, but it would definitely help.
Is it not like a superpower, though?
If they do some of the things that he talked about getting done, that are not the crazy stuff, but the getting your food better, regulating things so that we don't have all these toxic chemicals in, banning some chemicals and all that stuff, and getting plastics out and doing all this stuff. If they do that, if he actually does
succeeds.
If they figure out a way to do it and legitimately do it, I'll be the first to say, hey, a win's a win. I'll take one of the wins for the other stuff. The only thing, and this kind of goes back to the whole thing, the only thing that has to stop is all this ridiculous, fake, negative bullshit.
Give me an example.
None of like the fake outrage. Like if you say anything on both sides, fake outrage that you get. But if you say anything against either candidate, all the other person does in a response is, well, the other candidate did this.
Yeah.
No. If you say something like, I'm going to hold them accountable to the things they ran on. So they ran on lower taxes, lower prices, healthier food, more jobs for America. If those four things don't happen in the next 4 years, fuck you. And I'm done ever listening to another thing that any single one of those motherfuckers have ever said.
And rightly
Period.
So. I agree.
A lot of people carry the same sentiment.
That's how, and that's the reason why everybody on that team won. Because the only way you can hold them accountable is if there's nobody stopping them and they can't blame someone else. Sometimes you have to have a bully prove that they're a bully and fall on their own face. This shit's complicated. They're going to find that out real quick. And all the simplified people that think that it's just going to get fixed because they want it fixed are going to realize this shit's been trying to get fixed for decades, and it will try to get fixed for decades. So let's take our small wins. If we get lower prices and we get healthier food, okay.
So what are you going to do at the end of the world?
The end of the world.
The end is nigh, right? That the guy with the signs on the street corners?
I don't think the end of the world is near.
You don't think we're going to fall apart as a society in the U.S.?
Oh, I think that we're going to fall apart as a society in the U.S., but I think the rest of the world will continue on.
Oh, yeah, they're fine. Well, other than those third world countries that are
empires have fallen.
Straits. Yeah.
The Roman Empire fell. Mm-hmm. It was the largest empire in the world. Yeah. It owned everything. And they fall.
You talk about repeating history, and I think if you look back at all these empires that have fallen and all these societies that have fallen, it is
egos and power.
Yeah, and you get to a certain point where things are so. I got to be careful because I don't want to
be on a no-fly list.
No, I don't care about that. I don't fly, but I'm just. It's going to come out wrong. It's going to come out wrong. But what I guess the point I'm making is, even though it's very difficult times for most people monetarily, we live.
Is it?
A lot of people. I mean, I'm included. It's very difficult. But what I'm saying is, it's still, we live in the best fucking easiest. You no longer even have to get off of your ass. You just get on your app. And you can have food delivered right to your lap. And so
you can start a business tomorrow for free and become a millionaire.
If you do it right. But what the point I'm making is it's become so easy to live. And we've become so, the saying,
this is the best we've ever had it.
Not that saying.
No, I know. I'm not saying that saying. I'm saying this is the best we've ever had it.
Hard times create hard men.
I was just thinking of that this morning.
Yeah,
What were you thinking about?
He was thinking about hard men. What do you think he's thinking about? No, and what is the full saying?
Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times.
Right. And I agree with that.
It's a cycle. It's based on the fourth turning.
Sure.
And I think we're getting to that point where things are about to get real hard for a lot of people. That's just my thoughts.
So, no. I'm there's so many ways that can go and that can spiral into, but I don't usually. I'm finding myself biting my tongue.
Don't bite your tongue, dude. You're among friends. You can say whatever to me. I don't care.
But
come out of the closet.
At the end, no.
Okay, fine.
Hey.
I'm staying in. At the end of the day, this is hands down the best time anyone has ever seen, ever.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Oh yeah.
It is. You can do anything.
Yeah. The fact that we can do this,
any amount of money. If there is, I don't want to hear that it's too hard to be able to pay rent and to buy food. Yet there are job openings at every single restaurant out there right now, and no one's going. Look at the food service industry. Mm-hmm. Have you been to a restaurant lately?
Oh yeah.
Have you been to takeouts and stuff and see how there's like nobody working and like they're far behind and they're like everything's delayed and everything?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
Why do you think that is?
I don't want to hear because nobody's wanting to work those jobs.
But why?
Because they don't want to do those jobs.
Those jobs or any jobs?
Those
because
jobs.
They've been given
because there's no glamour in it. Because we have been shown, our generations below us have been shown that you have to do this, and this, and wear this label and wear that label.
You don't think
and everything
because
and nobody takes pride in the fact that, you know what? Sometimes good things happen to those that just work hard for it.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. You don't think that it has anything to do with like no caps on government assistance or
unemployment? It's very easy to get unemployment.
It is very easy to get unemployment.
I'm just being devil's advocate. I'm just asking questions.
No, and you're fine for asking that question. I've been in situations where I've been at my wit's end in terms of finances and stuff like that over the course of my life. I never once thought about applying to the government for assistance.
Me neither.
Because I didn't even know that was a thing because we were taught we were supposed to work. Mm-hmm. You go and you do what you can for your family.
Right.
Or you join the freaking military and you go represent your country and you get paid for it.
I feel like a lot of these people that are on, and I know that there are some people that genuinely need it, but I think that needs to be like better rules with it. Like, okay, we're going to help you, okay, because we know you need the help, but here's what you're going to have to do to continue to get that help. It's just like your kids getting an allowance. You got to do shit before I give you this allowance. You know,
I will agree wholeheartedly with you the day they treat the top 1% the same way.
That will never happen.
It's not going to happen.
Because they will live by
Are you
a
one
set
of those
of rules.
eat the rich kind of guys?
They live by a set of rules that we don't. Like, what has the rich ever done for you?
Nothing. But, I mean...
No, I'm not an eat the rich kind of guy.
I will say, I say nothing, but without someone having an idea, starting a business, it growing and developing and becoming a huge $1 billion business, like, I wouldn't have my job right now. You know, I wouldn't have that. Like, there's always
but that's hard work.
There's 100%.
There's a difference.
But there's always going to be...
Generational wealth is not hard work.
No. But there's always going to be some asshole at the top that we need.
Right, but the top 1% are not workers. The top 1%...
Are you talking about the top 1% in America or the world?
Realize that 90% of the top 1% in the world are generational wealth. Like, it's not like you and I started something and you know, Jeff Bezos in his garage starting Amazon, that's a rarity.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, I don't see
everybody
it anymore.
holds,
before we go any further, do you know how much you need to make in the world in USD to be part of the top 1%?
Yeah, a lot. Over $1 million.
$38,000.
No, it's like 24,000.
Oh, I read 38.
The top 1% of the world is like more than $24,000 a year. Now, when you start talking about the top 1% of America,
what are you talking about? $24,000 a year?
I'll show you. Well, here, let me.
Are you talking about 240,000?
He's just talking about
no, I'm talking about
1%.
To be in the top 1% of the world.
Financing,
financial wise, like annually, your annual income has to be like I think more than $24,000 a year to be top one in the world. Now, 1% of finance in America,
whatever you're smoking,
is like 100.
I want some later because
it's up there. You can find it.
I understand that. $24,000 a year is what I made in 1987.
But that just tells you.
Well, not the top 1%.
Here's the thing. It's
top
he's
1%
talking
of
about
earners.
the whole world, and that's factoring in people that don't
live in India.
You know, the third world countries, and they're making like, fucking $2 an hour, or like fucking China, where they're the people that work at the iPhone factory that are making nothing. I mean,
I'm talking about.
You're talking about United States.
We'll just for the sake of an argument, we'll talk about United States.
Pull
Europe,
that up. Pull
whatever.
up just the United States.
I
not
get
the world.
I get that there are billions of people that are poor in this world, and that brings that number down.
Yeah.
And you can massage any number you want and do anything, but the top 1% earners.
Number you can massage.
Let me change that. The top 1% earners in this country are those that make over $400,000 a year. My point to this was not to talk about the earners. The point is, on social media, you hear all these people like, I got to make $1 million tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
The top 1% of earners make $400,000 a year.
788,000.
There you go.
Inflation's a bitch. So.
Wow, it's really gone up. Yeah. That's nice. 788,000. So $800,000 a year annually is the top 1%. Okay.
I'll never get there. I don't want to be there.
No one will ever get there. You can't save your way there. You have to generationally.
Yeah, right.
You either have to create the internet or generationally inherit money.
So that you brought up an interesting point, and I thought about this the other day. When's the last time anything like has been invented? Like it's like
Facebook?
life. No, not like that.
No, that is that.
No, I'm not.
The internet.
No,
92.
I'm talking about something physical. Like when the iPhone or when smartphones came out, that was like an invention that was like it shot off this whole like other fucking realm of things, vehicles, cars that shot
Electric
off
cars.
Yeah, but it's just a reinventing of the wheel. We already have cars; they're just electric now, which I don't think honestly that they're going to stick around. That's just my personal opinion, by the way.
I think that's a shame, but yeah, I mean everything that's made in this world is by
opinion.
Oil, so yeah, well, always. But
you don't like my opinion?
Where's the rim shot?
Hold on.
How about I drape my opinion across your face?
I think.
Wow.
Hold on. Wow.
There you go.
No, I think that most of the major inventions nowadays are like big tech. things or software, or it's like totally changed. I heard it from a Patrick Bet-David, a podcaster, and he's almost a billionaire, but he went to this meeting in Chicago a couple months ago, and he met with almost all the world's billionaires, and he said that 95% of them that were sitting at that table were all inherited wealth. These were all kids who were trust fund babies or silver spoon that never laid the foundation, never made the infrastructure, never actually had to work for their money. So now they're in fear and panic mode. They want to hold on to that money.
See that you just said,
and they will do anything to hold on to that money.
And they live by a different set of rules,
different code.
That's what scares me the most is what he just said about the infrastructure. I'm more worried about that than anything.
Nobody knows how to dig a hole anymore.
People want to be influencers. They want to be on the internet. They want to be, I'm guilty. I'm fucking one of them. Look I'm right here. But I'm not trying to make money.
This podcast brought to you by
the dark web. I honestly don't. I don't care about making money. If I did, I might actually put some structure in this and like really try to advertise more.
Yeah, I really appreciate you advertising me being on today.
I'm sorry,
really,
man. I'm just so used to you coming. They've seen you so many times. It's like,
Yeah, they see me come and they turn it off.
No, they don't. They love you, man. But I would be better about doing these things.
You just talked to me like I was Leslie Chow.
I don't know who the fuck that is, but sure.
We love you, Chow.
Oh, yeah. I love you, Chow. I love you. It's getting to a point, though, where I'm like, do I really need to advertise these things?
Yes.
Does it help? It doesn't help my views during the live.
No, I know.
It's
because we're just not. You and I are both guilty of it. Like I could have been advertising all week too.
Well, sure.
Be on the podcast, and I didn't do that.
Also, I'm a little bit scorned because I've had so many people over the past few months, kind of like we schedule, and then it gets, hey, I'm not going to make it. So when you get to you start.
If you burn your audience, they go away. They don't stick around.
And I hold myself accountable, and my integrity is everything. That's all I have. I'm not rich.
Truth be told, I didn't know we were going to have this podcast until like an hour before we had the podcast.
You fucker. We talked about it last week.
Just kidding.
I figured you forgot.
No, actually, I didn't forget at all. Are you kidding?
I was waiting for you.
Arranged my day around it.
Oh, all right. You bent your day around my pod.
I'm missing.
You are. I'm so proud. I can't tell you how. I really feel bad though. Are you going to be able to watch the highlight reels? Or are you going to like? Are you DVRing? Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Oh wow.
Hey, we're kicking that ass, baby.
Was that a final?
10-10.
Ooh, shitballs.
The fourth quarter, 8 minutes left for Miami, and
fourth quarter, just entering the fourth quarter.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, they're in field goal range.
Right. It can go either way.
We'll see.
Just like me. Nothing.
Sorry. I had that dial-up going in my head for a second. AOL.
Primetime Deion Sanders
mail.
over here.
Oh, that was a time, man. The fucking dial-up.
Yeah, like the 80s and early 90s innocence of not everything having to be recorded and not everything having to be out there.
It was all
It was just the story. Like, I know a story about a party, went to a party, someone got really hammered, threw up all over themselves.
Diddy came out of nowhere.
The people that were at the party knew it happened, and that's it. And that was 30 years ago. Yeah. And that's all.
It was like lore. You hear these stories through the grapevine.
So you hear stuff like that, and you're like, great. Now it's like, I want to see the video of it actually happening.
Yeah, yeah. You have to.
What are we doing? Like, no.
Pixar, it didn't happen, bro.
But there's still a little bit of, I think that the thing that I'm most happy about is I've seen a little bit in the last couple of months. A lot of people talking about the fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
I like the fact that that's out there, that people are starting to think about accountability, that it's not all one team or the other team or this, that, and the other. Or what. The bottom line is this. If you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, I want to see people actually hold these folks accountable in a peaceful way. I don't want somebody going and ransacking government buildings
Right.
or going after CEOs and stuff like that. That is not a way to functionally get the results you're looking for.
Yeah, you're a fucking psychopath at that point.
At that point, you have taken it to a level that no one else is going to. It's the Jerry Maguire. It's the who's coming with me after you just told everybody to go fuck themselves. No, not me.
It's like
I
one
like
thing.
my paycheck. I'm not going anywhere.
It's like one thing if you're an old person, like sitting on your front porch, mumbling and grumbling about something that happened. But when you go and take measures that far, and I kind of blame Reagan.
Yeah,
when he closed down all the mental health facilities. Yeah. Mind you, I'm sure that some of those places probably needed to be closed down. However, what did they do with all those mentally ill people? They just let them out into the world.
Rob Zombie.
They moved them.
Whoa, you shut your fucking mouth, bitch.
They moved all those people into Congress.
Whoa, Jesus! You just took it to a whole other level.
Rob Zombie makes a movie about.
Oh, I thought
the
you were
treatment.
I thought you were
in,
calling him
no.
psycho. Okay, he's done some really good shit.
Rob Zombie in every single movie has a mental health facility where there's just some ridiculously bad crap going on.
Oh yeah, that was fun for stories too.
But I think we all have to acknowledge the fact that there's like these tentacles that are wrapped around all these different things. Like you're talking about that.
Or testicles, one of the two.
I can't wrap my testicles around my leg.
But like when you mention
you're old enough.
Mental health facilities, like they all got moved into prisons, and now you have these prison unions who.
Oh Jesus! Don't get me started on prisons.
These politicians. So it's like every single part of the system has some sort of tentacles wrapped around it because there's money in lobbying.
Right.
And that's why.
And they're all private.
Yes.
But that's why I say that it's a lot more complicated than simple folk have a tendency to think. Oh, if I vote this way, it's going to get better.
Yeah.
No, it's not unless the entire country comes together and does it. It's going to take the entire country to do it. And are you going to get the entire country to agree on anything?
Yeah.
No. Therefore, it's not going to happen.
Right.
So you got to take bits and pieces.
So
small wins.
On the other side of Ronald Reagan, he did say something that was very coherent before he lost his marbles like Sleepy Joe. But he said that the only thing that's going to bring us together as a United States is like if aliens come. And I think the government is trying that shit. They're like, you see all these fucking drones? This fucking aliens. I mean,
Beam.
Huh?
Project Blue Beam.
Well, I don't know anything about that. I know.
There's these interdimensional creatures that are coming in and taking your souls at night.
This is all just a distraction.
I know it is, but it's still, it's like, I mean,
the fact that during the
why does they have to
press conference,
what?
He was like, "Oh, the government knows. They know. They're just not telling you."
Yeah.
No, they don't. There's nothing there.
The drone thing, I definitely think the government knows what the fuck is going on.
Oh yeah, they're searching for something. That's it.
Yeah,
they're on a search for something, whether it's biological, whatever it is. They got wind that something may have snuck in, and they're searching for it. So good. That's what I want them to do. That's what the technology's for. I want people in the military to use all kinds of gadgets to be able to find stuff that's going to hurt us and get rid of it.
But should they tell us that they're doing it?
No.
Wow.
Why?
You like to be comfortably dumb.
What good do you get out of knowing that? And you've been in the military.
I got a tight sphincter. That's what.
What good would have come out of them telling you? Let's just say, God forbid, it was something really, really like. If it was imminent, yes. If it was actual hard evidence that they knew it was in this region or whatever, and it could be a credible threat. Yes. If it's someone somewhere said that something slipped in and the only way they can detect it is by using some of this new technology, let them figure it out first.
Well, what I heard,
figure it out before they go panicking the whole fucking
Here's what
world.
I heard, and this is hearsay from TikTok.
Okay.
This message brought to you by TikTok. No, this is what I heard, not on TikTok. It was other places.
The crappiest place on earth.
Hey, you shut up. I enjoy that fucking place. Anyways, that there was how do I phrase this? A very volatile pew-pew that might...
A loose nuke.
Jesus Christ, Pat. I'm trying to not get this fucking episode pulled.
Fine. That's what the mainstream narrative is.
That is exactly what I heard on the news.
Yes.
And that they're using these drones as like sniffing. They like
right, to identify radiation.
Right.
I got it. That's good. That's a good use of the government. I'm great with that. I'm good use of the military. Let's put all the technology to keeping us safe. That's the point. That's the fucking point. The point that it shouldn't be is it doesn't need to be a fucking story every 3 seconds on every single news station and have a panel of 9 people fucking talking about it. Are you kidding me?
Gasp.
9 people don't fucking matter talking about whether it is or isn't this or that. It doesn't matter.
How dare you? CNN,
matter.
Fox, and CNN,
Why
they
does
have
it
people.
matter?
Those people have families.
Why does it matter?
It's hot.
At the end of the day, I want the government and the military to protect what we have, protect our children, keep people safe, do a decent job of keeping things on the up and up. But we understand that there is shit that none of us could handle. You think the public could handle that being public knowledge? Are you kidding me? There's enough people that have seen fucking Yellowstone and all these other fucking things that there'll be people running all over the streets and going crazy. What do we want that for?
No, that's one. What you just said, that's one that's really disturbing me, and no one's really talking about it much. But that geyser over there at Yellowstone, the Old Faithful. Isn't it at Yellowstone?
You are really aging yourself here, because I'm pretty sure that nobody under the age of 30 even knows what Yellowstone is.
I'm just saying, it was in the news for like 2 seconds, but really after that, no one talked about it. But that's a fucking caldera fucking volcano. Yeah. That is a world-ending volcano. And that geyser that you could set your watch by, well, you can't anymore because it's not. It's like off.
Right.
And not only that, but then it had like crazy spout outs that almost killed people the other day. Well, I say the other day. This is months ago. But
we're still here.
That thing worries me. Oh no, I know, but that thing that scares me more than aliens.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can do about aliens.
There's nothing we can do about that fucking thing.
If they show up, I know. One of the most beautiful places in this country is Glenwood Springs, Colorado.
Yeah,
it's a natural hot spring. It's a volcano.
Yeah,
if you look,
that's what hot springs are.
If you see like the circle of mountains that are around it, you're basically sitting in the hot spring in the middle of the volcano.
Yeah. And the tectonic
it's
plates
dormant for years, but it's there.
Yeah, I'm trying to be smart. It's not working.
Look, all of this stuff is, would I love to see a breaking news story about what these drones are and have the president come out and talk to us, and like the old days where presidents could speak and tell us what was going on.
When Walter Cronkite was on the news?
No, I mean, even say what you want about him. If something happened in the world and Obama got to a mic, you understood what he was talking about. He made it very clear. This is what we did. This is what we defined ourselves.
Not always.
But in terms of national security, in terms of like when they took out bin Laden.
Except for when he droned a bunch of kids in Syria. He didn't really talk about that.
I understand that. But they're all guilty
accountability,
of it.
bitch.
Agreed. But at the end of the day, when we do actually have an event going on in the world and we need the leader of the country to actually tell us to calm down or to relax or whatever.
Have you ever tried to tell a woman to calm down? It doesn't work, bro. That's where we lost.
But that's where we lost because we too easily just glaze that over. We too easily just glaze that over with humor or whatever. We no longer have anybody to look up to.
Oh, yeah. No, I fully agree. And
role models are actually important. They're more important than just about anything when it comes to bringing up the next generations to continue things on. Having somebody to look up to,
someone to model the yourself
right
after.
way.
Did you hear what China does with their TikTok and internet and everything like that?
I haven't.
I have no idea.
I'm sure they have a bunch of restrictions on it.
Yeah, so people are only allowed on 3 or 4 days of the week, and between certain times, nobody can play video games certain days a week.
That's a fucking.
But in your algorithm, they push like science and achievements and stuff like that, and stuff that actually matters, not this pandering to feelings bullshit that we see.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense.
Are you saying that's good,
However,
or what are you saying there?
I'm saying they're almost like militarizing a whole country with that mindset.
Almost. I mean, okay.
Yeah. It's pretty effective if you're
when someone like what's his name died, and if you didn't cry hard enough, like you got executed.
Yeah,
Like, it's weird. I don't even want to get into that because you start talking shit online about them. They'll fucking come over here and get your ass.
There are plenty of places in the world that are better than us, and there are plenty of places in the world that are worse than us.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just, it is what it is. I don't really care about what other countries do unless they're doing stuff like
hurting us.
Genocide and that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, that too. Well, that's happening.
We don't want to, and it happens in a lot of places. But, at the end of the day, we got to get back to what we were talking about. I think if more people spent more time locally and focusing on their inner circle and improving their inner circle, that would bleed out to a better world.
Do we have this conversation every time you come here?
No.
Okay, good.
I think this conversation
actually bad. I want to have this conversation every time you come here because you always make me feel better about things.
I have that way.
Yeah, you're a guy. You're that guy. You're that guy I look up to. I don't look up to the president.
Because, no, I don't. I have never looked up to any president or any government official or any. I never once woke up in the morning and said, gee, I wonder what the government's doing today. And that's what being an American is supposed to be about.
But you don't. But I'm telling you, I feel it. And I'm sure you felt it too. You've been in corporate America a long time. Whoever our commander-in-chief is, and whatever their demeanor is, you can see it directly correlate to your leaders.
So then why would you, but if that was the actual case,
it just happens.
Then why would we vote in the most violent person you could possibly think of?
He's violent? I'm just curious. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
The rage that comes out of that man, the thoughts that come out of that man, the tweets that come out of that man, all have violence in the background.
Okay.
So he's careless because he wants attention. He's an attention whore.
I don't know, man.
He's an attention whore.
Well, that I agree with. But
he's an attention whore.
I saw some
100%. He's an attention whore. There are certain people in this world that will not work with him. That will work with anybody. What does that tell you about him?
I think both sides speak in violent tones.
I think they do.
I think both sides.
Yes.
I think both sides are guilty.
But only one side gets vilified for it.
Yeah, the right.
No.
Yeah.
He doesn't get vilified for it at all. He gets away with it.
How can you say that when?
Well,
wait a second.
Hold on. How can you say it when the current administration their pockets are lined with social media money? Like it's reciprocal. They throw millions of dollars back and forth to each other so they get the narrative out there. Like. And they all paint the picture on one side. The only people that paint the picture on that the left is bad is alternate media like Twitter, TikTok, or TikTok, all these other alternate forms of media. So it's so obvious now that it's all disingenuous. It's all paid shills on a corporate side that are paid to say these things.
Correct. On both sides.
On both sides. I get that, but.
There's no but there. On both sides, they're both full of shit. They're both doing the same game, and we're all falling for it hook, line, and sinker.
There is more TVs that display CNN on a daily at airports than there is in homes.
I have never once been influenced by anything that a TV channel has shown me.
I get that, but what I'm trying
educated people don't get influenced by TV.
But what I'm trying to say is you have empty viewership.
Therein lies another problem.
In doctors' lobbies, in airports, and all these other different places that these people make that social media they get their money from. It's all disingenuous narrative bullshit. There's a reason why CNN's about to close its doors. There's a reason why all these they actually love that Trump got back in because now they're going to get viewership from people that hate him. So it is all a dirty game. This drone thing, this whole drone story, they would never, the current administration that's in right now would never say that there's loose nukes. You know why? Because they're the same people that opened the fucking border for the last 4 years. You know what I mean? So that would make them look 1,000 times worse if they were to even run with that narrative. That's why they want mass confusion right now. They want people to formulate their own opinions. They don't want people to know that this could be potentially something that came through the southern border, or came through like cargo ships through a port of entry, because they had pulled all these people in funding from being able to check every container. This shit is real. Like, they would never come out and display the fact that there's a loose nuke or a loose bomb or something, some sort of big.
And you think that impact. A Republican would do that?
I really do. Yeah.
Really?
I do. I think you see a new class of Republican. I think you see.
Okay, but history tells you otherwise. Actual written history books tell you that there's not a single one of these motherfuckers that would have ever released that information out to the public because of how the public would handle it. And in this day and age, it would be 3 billion times worse than it would be back in the day, and they wouldn't do it then.
If you look on
not doing it now.
If you look on the screen right now, I typed in what is the average age of an empire? Around 250 years. We are at year 248.
Oh yeah.
Do you understand? There has been so many people in the government who have just been taking this last little chunk of this dead corpse of a pig, and they're riding it till this motherfucker sinks.
So what in your mind does a good new empire look like?
Trim all the fat. All these.
Fire the fat people?
No.
We're not fat shaming.
You trim all these jobs that are.
Nor are we
fucking
slut shaming.
It's a joke from a movie.
My bad.
You trim
horrible bosses.
You trim funding.
I never saw it.
You trim all the fat, such as funding bullshit like gender studies in Pakistan. You're funding bullshit like that. You trim the fat by supplying missiles and money for endless fucking wars. You start trimming the fat in DOD, yes, because if you stop fighting wars, you don't need all these motherfuckers working this shit anymore. There's so much stuff that can be trimmed.
Can I drop just a little bit of facts on that? Mm-hmm. All of that you're talking about is 8%.
8% what?
Of everything.
Of everything? What do you mean?
So you're calling trim the fat. You're talking 8%. 75% of the money that goes in, health insurance, Social Security.
Yeah. We pay more. You
didn't talk about any of the 3 things that actually matter to just about every single person in the world.
I think if you start with the military-industrial complex and you set an example on how this is not right, the rest will bend the knee. The rest will fall in line. When you start with the most...
be careful saying that, bro.
No, but when you start with... Put me on a watch list. I don't care.
That's some rhetoric.
But
wow.
But when you start with going for the top echelon, the warmongers, the ones that are actually out there getting blood money, when you start with these folks and set an example, the rest will fall in line, and that's what needs to happen. There's so much corporate greed that has been tied into government nowadays, and it has to. Those tentacles, like I was saying earlier, have to be cut. They have to be separate. There has to be new laws put in place where money and politics do not mix.
But you're preaching to the choir on that one. That one I completely agree with. The days when, and this is early in the early 2000s when they needed the money in politics in order to win.
Yeah,
that kind of screwed it over for a lot of people, because I don't think they ever thought in a million years what they'd be seeing now.
No,
but at the end of the day, all that stuff's great. But you're expecting someone to make a law that someone's going to obey, and there is no obeying it. Do you see all the CEOs now all of a sudden like doing the right thing for everybody after one of them got no?
Oh yeah,
no.
You don't.
I think they're doubling down. They're probably going to make things even worse.
Yeah,
just tighten up security.
Yeah, but that's my point. It's like what is good? What is good? Now I get the military complex. I get that part. That's fine, and I get that we give money out and we loan money here and we do these things here and these people end up doing terrible things with it. I get that there's a slippery slope of how everything downstream always completely turns into a complete and utter shit show. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to just within these borders, let's say you had to day one, it's that game Age of Empires or whatever, and you got to start the U.S. all over again starting to day one today. What does the country look like that makes it better than how it is now?
Well, you can't do. I don't think that's possible
without bloodshed.
I don't, and that's crazy, but it's true. Like you can't just stop everything and say we're going to start over. It's not going to happen. Yeah. There's no reset button. But like you had said earlier, if everybody would work together, like literally, like both sides come together, let's hash out, let's sit down like fucking adults instead of throwing, they're acting like they're a couple of, goofballs sitting outside the 7-Eleven throwing shit at each other. I mean, that's what they're doing, in my opinion. That's what I see. It's just like like you said, he said this and he did this and blah, blah, blah. No one fucking cares. What are you doing to fix the problem? Why aren't you guys talking to each other instead of trying to just slander each other.
The folks that do that get destroyed.
And that's the problem. Therein lies
kill
the
the people
problem.
with the solutions.
There's
we talk like there's a you can might be able to pull it up, but like the budget for like homeless in California, it's like rampant. But the budget for it is insane. The amount of money that the people that are working on homelessness, the amount of money that they're making is astronomical. Unless they've changed it over the last like 8 years. It's insane, and it's
talking about the people that are profiting off of homelessness.
Yes, they are farming homeless people. It's more profitable. They have done nothing.
Well, what can they do?
I don't know.
If the housing,
but where
if the people
is
that own the housing markets, or if the countries that come in and buy up all the neighborhoods raise the amount of money that everything is worth, and it creates more and more homeless.
So what,
we can't hold them accountable.
No, but what I'm saying is there's a
business.
There's a task force for people that are homeless. They're tasked with, hey, figure out a solution. Let's get these people off the street. Let's get them help that they need.
Who's paying for it?
Us. It's all coming from the government. This is a government, funded type of thing,
right?
And they're making billions of dollars. Billions. I thought you already had it.
No,
but yeah, and it's like, but it's not getting any better. It's only getting worse.
Have it up?
It's always up, but it's only getting worse, and it's not just happening there. It's happening in other places as well.
This portion of the podcast brought to you by
Patrick's Wiener, holding up this podcast with his wiener.
Right? 27 billion.
27 billion provided to communities to help prevent homeless.
And the homeless number has gone up 14% since.
But what does that tell you? That tells you that there's a bigger homeless problem than.
Agreed, but
shit's expensive.
No one is doing anything because it's profitable. That's why.
Yeah.
They're not. They're doing making little moves here, little moves there, just to make it look like.
That's why insurance doesn't change.
Right, but I mean, it spins like that. Somebody needs to go in there and clean their fucking clocks, and
it won't happen.
But it won't happen
because there's no money in it.
Exactly. Because the people that actually need the funding and the programs that will help them, a lot of it's mental health.
Very socialist of you.
No, I'm not talking about the entire fucking nation. I'm talking about these fucking homeless people that need mental health. They need health care, maybe. I don't know, because they're not getting anything out there. They don't make money. I mean, what the fuck are we going to do? You're raising this much money, and where's it going? Into your pocket. And they're not getting any help. Like, that's the weird part. It's just, to me, it's weird. I don't understand it. I wish someone could explain it to me. Someone that, they never will, because it would admit fault on their end. And that's just one of those things when you were talking about, like, it's only 7% with
why
the
don't
wars
we teach?
and this
Why don't
and
we
that.
teach all of the homeless people how to farm and put them on a farm?
Great. Use that money to teach them. That's what but that's what I'm saying. Use that. Can we get that money going to the people that it needs? If they're not, you talk about socialism, but okay, why is that money even there? Why do we even have a department for ending homelessness there? Why?
Because there's so much. I mean, look at anytime anybody goes through a hard time, they put a GoFundMe page out.
You never let a good crisis go to waste.
They put a GoFundMe page out. And people like even the dude. Did you hear about the dude at the most recent college game day? He was sitting behind the announcers during the game day program, and he was holding up a sign with his Venmo on the poster board that said "Need beer money." Do you know how much money he was given?
Probably a shitload.
$1.7 million.
Oh, he's going to be very drunk.
1.7. The dude is now a millionaire. He's now a millionaire because he held up a sign and said, "Please send me money."
If people, but that's different. That's coming from the people. That's coming from us. Like, not us personally, but
why not give every homeless person a cell phone with a Venmo app and advertise and put them on social media and have them advertise their Venmo accounts?
That's fine.
And if you want to make a donation to a particular homeless person, you could do it.
More feasible than giving $27 billion to a group of people that are doing nothing.
But then the counter argument to that is you'll give the homeless person $100,000 and they'll go inject themselves with heroin.
Then they'll die, and then there won't be a problem anymore. What the fuck, you know?
No, it's a moral
Selection
thing. I'm
of
not
the
talking
fittest.
about me personally. I you know what? Whatever you do to yourself is your business. But I'm saying there's always a counter argument to that.
Of course.
Yes, there's always going to be government programs.
I'm just
inherently are going to be corrupt because it's all based on people that are running them that don't even understand them.
Based on people. And I guess I'm just trying to, like, somebody please make it make sense type of thing, because
nobody can make sense of it.
But here's the thing:
you know how much
really
$1 billion
doesn't make sense.
is? Like, it's crazy. That's a lot of fucking money.
Here's the thing that most people don't make sense of is that we keep running these folks that run on anti-government platforms, and we keep voting them in. They're anti-government, which means they don't know how government works. They don't know how to govern. So you're voting them in and then expect them to govern.
Question.
They're not going to. They don't know how to do that.
When you say anti-government people, do you mean people, are they like, we don't want any government at all?
Anti-establishment, yes.
Or they want it to be
establishment
less
government.
People.
What do you think when they say drain the swamp? That's what they're talking about.
Have you ever heard the term, there's too many, chiefs and not enough Indians, like
too many cooks in the kitchen.
Right.
Same thing.
It's probably more PC. Yeah. Sorry, Native American folks.
Good Lord. Can you piss off any more groups?
Too late. But I mean, and I don't know how to feel, because I do feel when I work for a company, and I work for one now, and it's like, where I work, the people that are in charge are supposed to be support. They're actually supposed to be support for people that are on the ground floor, that are making where the rubber meets the road. Like, if those people if those people that are on the road where the rubber meets it, if they all decided to just go, you know what, we're not going to do this, and they just walked off the job, those people at the top would have a fucking heart attack, and they would lose money like they've never seen before.
No, they wouldn't.
Bet.
Now, if
they
we could
would
just get
figure out a way to automate it, and they would do it quickly.
Maybe, but it's going to take longer than a day.
No, this is the same people that said for decades you could not have corporate America work from home, yet they sent 20 million people home during a pandemic with no issues, and everyone worked from home for 2 years.
Not everyone.
Bullshit.
Not everyone.
No, I know. There were still services, but I'm
so
telling
that's
you,
what
the
I'm
ones
talking
that
about.
they could, they were telling you.
I'm talking about the
do
jobs that are like the one I have, that is a can't work from home job. And if it takes people selling and putting this, this whatever.
Could a robot do your job?
No. Not yet.
Could a robot do your job?
Not yet.
No, I'm talking about not whether they invented it or not. Could a robot do your job?
Right now?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Could a computer or an algorithm do the transactions that you do?
No. They're trying right now. They're trying to work me out of a job.
Yes.
It's literally happening. And
every company is like
and
this. And
not only that, but I am actually actively feeding this algorithm, this AI, or whatever you want to call it, information so that it gets smarter.
So what are the younger generations going to do? Because we're basically replacing every job with a computer.
That's why I left my desk job.
Well, they're going to be fucked. I mean, and that's where that 250.
I applaud you, by the way, for going into an industry that not a lot of youth seem to be going into.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to you.
Yeah, it's needed, man. Ain't no robot coming to fix your fucking air conditioner.
Well, and that's what I was talking about earlier with the infrastructure. Like, it fucking scares me. I love Mike Rowe, and he's, he talks about it a lot. But it's like, the roads are going to start falling apart. The buildings are going to fall apart. The electricity is going to fall apart. The infrastructure, the grid, everything is going to fall apart because people are fucking shaking their assholes on TikTok instead of, or, Twitter or Instagram or whatever, instead of let's take care of the things we need to take care of. There's got to be people out there that are willing to do these jobs. And, automation, I mean, maybe it's going to come someday. And when it does, I really think that will be the end of our civilized civilization that we have.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because what are the jobs? What are they going to do? Like, what are people going to do?
Well,
you can't train them to do something new.
Yeah,
that's like.
Well, that's what they were. You remember a while back when they were saying learn to code. Mm-hmm. You know what that? You remember that?
Yeah.
And they were telling coal miners
They're trying to teach
them. They were telling coal miners that have been doing that, and they're 80 years old. They've been working in a coal mine for 50 years, and they don't know anything else. And they're 80 years old. They can't retire because there's no pension. But it's like, what am I going to learn? I'm going to learn to code.
Well, if they're 80, they're already retired.
I'm just saying. That's why I said electric cars are not. I don't think they're the way. I don't think they're the wave of the future. I don't think they're going to stick around because you ultimately, and you even said it out of your mouth after I said that, you still need coal or some sort of power, nuclear, coal, whatever it may be.
I don't know. I think Japan probably would disagree with you there because they're going to be probably 80 to 90% electric car within 10 years.
Okay. And how are they going to power those cars?
I understand that there's a energy that has to be mined in order to get the lithium. But it's not going to involve gasoline combustible engines. They figured out a way to make more money off of electric cars.
I honestly don't think it's going to be gasoline combustible either. I
think it'll be hydrogen.
I think that
you think their cars are going to run on water?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
They already have the technology.
No, I know they have the technology. They had it in a freaking Honda like 20 years ago.
Super efficient.
There will be a period where...
And 6 of those people that came up with those are dead now.
Yeah.
After saying or showing their invention.
Yes, I know. It's like Cold Fusion, the movie The Saint. You ever seen the movie The Saint where she's talking about free energy for everybody? That people will kill for it. It won't happen because people will kill for it.
Well, anything that takes money out of the pockets of the people we're talking about, it's not going to happen.
You're never going to
Well, you already see it with like...
You know what's going to end big oil? When the oil runs out.
Which will never happen.
Well, you'll see.
That could happen.
You'll see it where big oil will move in and start buying these alternate energy companies and everything like that. Just like Marlboro did with tobacco to marijuana. They started investing in marijuana.
They own vape. They own vape shit now too.
Yep. So you'll see the industry start slowly migrating into diving into the pockets of the new industry.
Well, where are we at on time there, Patty?
2:20.
Oh, okay. He's. I think he's got to get out of here.
No, I'm good.
You feeling good?
Yeah.
Okay, you were just being rude with your fucking cell phone, so I was like,
"Hey, now, killing me here."
I'm kidding. You guys, I do have to pee though, so if y'all want to talk, I'm gonna go and drain the vein. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry if I've pissed you off, or if Russell pissed you off, or Patrick.
Did I make somebody angry?
I don't know.
Addison
I'm just apologizing because I'm a shill.
Addison hopped in.
Oh, hey, Addie.
Yeah.
She's probably mad at me too.
Nah, she said I came in at the good part.
Yeah, don't get her started. All right, I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, man, the world's fucking ugly. It's only getting uglier.
That right there.
Oh yeah.
It's already bad news on
17-17 and 42-41.
Find a good topic so when I come back, you're laughing.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, it's not good.
Miami 31, second and 10. It's looking rough for Miami.
Yep, that's not good.
It's the Cyclones versus the Hurricanes.
Garbage.
I
don't know what's going on with first and goal with like no time left. Crap. Yeah, it's not gonna be good for either.
We'll see, man. They could pull it out. Seem crazier.
No, it's first and goal to Denver 6. They're just going to kick a freaking game-winning field goal.
Shit, man.
Yeah, it sucks. That sucks. It's all right. They still got one more chance next week to make the playoffs. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 9-6.
They just have to win and in.
Okay.
Everybody else is locked in. Just comes down to winning in.
Yeah, I haven't paid attention to football in probably 3 or 4 years now. I watch UFC. That's about it.
Iowa State scored on 4th and goal with 3 seconds to go to beat Miami.
Oh, wow.
That's funny. So bad. So bad.
Damn it, Daniel.
But no, I think at the end of the day, I think there's so much noise out there. There's so much anger and hostility out there, and nothing is going to change until that stops.
Yeah.
And I don't think our culture is going to allow it to stop. So I think that we're all kind of wasting a lot of energy trying to feed the anger.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do my job, do the best I can. I'm going to go home. I'm going to love my family. I'm going to treat them good. I'm going to provide for them. And that will then lead to whatever. And whatever happens, by the time it even matters, I'll be dead.
Yeah.
And it won't matter.
That's true.
You know what?
Yeah.
I always like, well, what are we leaving our great-great-grandchildren? I don't give a I don't give a rat's ass.
They're going to hear this.
That's fine.
Your great-great-grandkids are going to be like, that fucking asshole.
You know what? At the end of the day, I know that me being a responsible human being and trying to be a good person as best I can is the only thing I can do to make a difference.
Yeah.
Is set an example. There's so many people in my photography industry that are completely incapable of being nice and being collaborative and being
Straight
functional.
gatekeepers.
There are people that are just unbelievably rude, that don't want to work with anybody, that are constantly in battle with each other. If we all work together,
I don't want to work with anybody.
We would make amazing content if we all worked together.
No, I agree.
And you know what? It is what it is. But on the corporate side, that's been the way it's always been.
Yeah.
On my photography side, it's the same. I can't do anything on either side to make anything change except lead by example. So I'm going to be the positive role model. I'm going to be the person that's in the room that's rooting for you to succeed. I want you to be. I want this podcast to go.
I know you do. You wouldn't be back here as many times as you unless you just like to
I'm
hear
just
your
a
own
glutton
voice.
for punishment. So.
He just likes to hear his own
It's
voice.
really just practice
He
for
just
when I
wants
start my own podcast.
Oh my God,
Oh,
please.
wow.
And thank you. When is that happening?
Let's hear it.
I don't know.
November 2000 never.
Ba-dum-bum.
You guys want to talk about something really cool?
Yeah.
Okay. This is actually a positive piece. There is a guy that I know, and I didn't know this about him. I just found out. I've known him for a while now, probably about at least a year or so, maybe more. And I had no idea that he has a foundation here in Jacksonville to like help inner city kids, or like, that's what they say. But he's really doing a lot of work with these kids, and he's doing it all on his own. I mean, he does it the only time, like if they need money or if they will use the GoFundMe, and it's been a successful campaigns. If you go to my Instagram, Patty, instead of looking at the fucking football game,
Let's go to the Instagram. Go to the play-by-play.
Type in JAY. No, that's not it. Fuck. I only followed him on my damn... Where's my phone?
Here, right here?
It's not going to switch. I don't have it logged in.
No.
Please don't show the screen.
No, I won't.
Okay. Type in JELAN...
JELA.
Bottom one.
Okay.
J Foundation.
J Foundation.
Jelani. Yeah. So this is Jelani Allison. And please follow that too. They actually did a news story on him, but I'm going to have him come into the podcast and talk about this. This is out of all the things. And I told him that this today. Are you? Yeah. Don't play that. I don't want to. I mean, you could play it. You can show it, but I don't want to.
No. Yeah, I gotcha.
But he's helping all these people with, like, if they need help with homework, he goes and helps them with their homework. If they need help with medical bills, he does like a GoFundMe or some kind of event to help.
Yeah, I support a gentleman that actually works in corporate America, does the same thing.
Yeah. But when you work next to somebody for that long and you have no idea, this guy works like 3 jobs.
Yeah.
And he busts his ass. He's a great role model for these young people coming up. And
if they listen.
They do.
That's great.
They really do. I mean, there's confessionals on there from these people, and I literally was brought to tears by one of them. I was just like, dude, that is amazing that you're making that large of an impact on people that have been traditionally impacted by the negative and made to think that there's no way out of this situation.
And it's because there's no money in it that there's not a lot of people that do it.
There's no selfless people. There's very few.
Right.
I can't say no. There's very few because obviously he's one of them and the person that you work with.
I think that ultimately this is the reason why we'll survive. We're, as a species, as a human race, we're going to survive because there are still people like this.
Yeah.
There are still people in the government that actually have good intentions.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I believe
there actually are people that are actually doing.
It's not all of them that are
people's
bad.
work.
Right.
They're just really quiet.
It's just like cops. Not all of them are bad.
Right. But there are bad cops out there. There are bad corporate people out there. There are bad
actors,
CEOs.
Yeah.
There's bad actors everywhere. Mm-hmm. The problem is that we as a society have glorified the bad.
Mm-hmm. Focus on it way too
and
much.
have made the bad. The one thing I do like about one thing that I think the media has done a really good job of is
pushing people away.
They've done a lot of bad things, but I think one thing that we've seen a little bit of progress is you will not see a photo of the school shooter for a while when that happens.
Yeah.
Because I think that a lot of them were doing it for that kind of publicity.
Oh, yeah, they wanted it.
Idolizing, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I think the news organizations had tried to have a little bit of
decorum,
that they didn't have for the longest time.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting. I hope I never have to see it, but we basically almost saw it with the CEO.
Yeah.
Live assassinations. I mean, this is like we don't need to see this.
No.
Not everybody needs to look at the Ring camera and see the bad shit that happened.
Yeah.
Because all it is I mean, when you look at
you're glorifying it.
And then you prey on the elderly.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you talk to the elderly, all they talk about is how bad everything is. No, it actually isn't. There's just an awful lot of news about all the bad that there is.
And that's all they
good
cover.
Doesn't pay.
Right.
If
it doesn't
I guarantee you,
mm-hmm.
if you made billions of dollars on good news stories, Fox News wouldn't run a negative story at all.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Would not run one negative story.
That's fucking sad to me. It really is.
That's where we have
depressing.
come. That is where we have come and become in a nation, in a world. That's where we are.
Yeah.
There's no money in good, so therefore no one's being good. And you look at even, and I know I'll probably lose some for this, but all the folks that are doing OnlyFans and doing, whatever, all these other hey, more power to you. You want to do you, that's fine.
Yeah, make your paper, boo-boo.
But don't say on your profile, God first.
That's Soscenic photography.
Because I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're a salesman and you're selling courses and you're selling your body and you're selling photos and you're selling pics and you're selling this and you're doing all this stuff, fine.
Yeah, do
it's
it.
a free country. Mm-hmm. Do whatever you want. There's nothing there. But don't tell me that you are better than people.
So let me ask you this. So you're saying that the people that sell OnlyFans accounts and do all those things can't be religious?
No, not at all.
They can't be, or you're not saying that?
I just don't think you should be billboarding.
I gotcha.
I don't think you should be billboarding that.
You think God
next to your OnlyFans profile link.
So you think God looks poorly on that?
God first. Click here for the spicy site. Are you kidding me?
I see what you're saying.
Think that's it's so funny.
It's negative press for God.
But sure, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I feel you.
By all means, free will is an amazing thing.
Yeah, so is Free Willy. No, at any rate.
But the athletes are the same way too. When they come on and
oh yeah,
how was the game today? Well, I want to thank God for letting me catch that touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they go out that night and rip a fucking line.
They're tossing dollar bills in the air. Come on. It's I'm tired of people just. I've gotten to the point where
there's no integrity.
I'm tired of the lack of integrity. Mm-hmm. There's no accountability to anybody selling you a course. There's no accountability to anybody going and buying the blue check mark because you have to in order to verify yourself. Because for us as a male photographer, we have to have the blue check mark. Or
I don't have the blue check mark. Fuck that blue check mark.
Nobody's working for you.
That's right. They can suck my dick. I don't care about the blue check marks. The verification that you're real should be. Bitch, I put my ID in. I am who I am. This is me. I am the real Jim. I'm the real McCoy. I'm the real graybeard motherfucker. That's what that should be. It shouldn't be, I paid for this so that I can look special, because I don't care. You know, I know they gave you, like, Elon called you up and said, hey, Russell, you got the blue check mark on Twitter. I'm just saying, you're awesome.
He's taken that away from a lot of people who are going against him now.
Yeah. Well,
which I think is that's an interesting little. What's your take on that? Should the folks?
What do you mean going against him?
I heard he was taking it from people that keep violating the terms and agreements.
That's what I've
read, because there's like stake
and it's really wide open. It's the Wild West on fucking X right now. So you got to really be a douchebag to lose your shit.
Yeah.
Well, there's some of Trump's cronies, so I don't know.
I mean, but you know, the whole whataboutism, like, what about when the left did it when Twitter was Twitter and not X? You know, it's just
like, I know. What do you? I mean, should anybody be doing that stuff?
No, nobody should. There should be no censors. It should be all.
Oh my God, you brought it back around to censorship.
It should all be wide the fuck open, because at that point you're like forcing everybody to see who the fucking jackass in the room is.
As long as you're not hurting anyone or doxing people or doing things that would endanger someone.
There you go, right there.
That's your only rules right there.
But misinformation can endanger somebody.
How? How so? If they're morons?
Telling somebody to inject themselves with bleach just for the heck of it?
But
were we good there?
But you should go back to the verbiage on that. I don't think that was what was said. I think that was what the mainstream media was said, but that wasn't. When you look at the transcripts, which I've done.
I watched him say it, so I saw my own eyes. They didn't change the audio.
He didn't say inject yourself with bleach. Seriously?
He did. He said, I don't know. We should study it.
Exactly. I don't know.
We should study it.
He doesn't fucking know. He said,
Which means we're going to inject somebody with bleach.
Hold up. Let me just state for the record, I'm not in that motherfucker's corner. I'm just saying right is right. If you're going to say one thing, you have to look at the entire thing in context. You can't just look at it.
Just like those fine people.
Come on.
What?
Wow.
You just said it.
You want context?
You just said it.
Context.
If someone says, I don't know, and he's like...
And show me a world where both sides treat that the same way.
There is no world.
Okay.
Well, they do, but they both fucking slander each other. That's the problem.
They both need to show.
They are fucking idiots sitting outside of 7-Eleven. Sorry, 7-Eleven, and they're throwing shit at each other.
Actually, 7-Elevens are quite nice these days.
Have
you noticed
really
the new
dope.
7-Elevens? It's actually like this podcast brought to you by 7-Eleven.
And I wish. And Slurpee Day.
Slurpee Day.
I don't know when that is.
7-Eleven.
Oh, yeah.
Some more red dye and yellow dye.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Get that injected in your...
Straight into my
Bring your garbage
veins.
can and fill that bitch up.
Straight into my fucking veins.
Anyways, man. But I just wanted to give a shout out to Jay. And that's why I brought it up. If you
like it, I'm telling you,
go give him a follow. It's J Foundation _, all one word _.
I worked for PAL. There.
Did you?
Yeah, I worked for them for a long time. They're great people. Police Athletic League.
Sweet.
Nice.
Doing great work for the city of Jacksonville, and it's really good to see like the police officers really getting in the community and helping out
and being positive.
All of these stuff. Most of the old photos here are mine, actually.
I knew you were going to say that. You fuck.
They've been doing a lot of work since then. I stopped working with them about
I've
6 months or a year ago.
I've talked to so many models and photographers and business owners, but I really want. I mean, not to say that I'm not degrading that. I want that's what I'm interested in because that's what I know. But I'm really interested in talking to people that are doing things like this to help philanthropic, to help the community, to help the youth of the community. And disenchanted youth is what I think we really need to be focused on. People that are that came from broken homes. There's so many, and I mean, even us. I mean, my home was broken. It was not a good, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like the ideal nuclear family that we were taught that this is what you should have. So I think, but I wasn't destitute. We were not rich. We were on the poor side. We didn't have everything that, whatever. We went through hard times and all that shit as well, but we never had, it was never ingrained in our minds that you're never leaving this neighborhood. The only way out is either death or make enough money selling drugs or, whatever.
Be an anomaly.
Or being an athlete.
Or be an athlete to get out of this neighborhood. That was never, and maybe that's the privilege, that they talk about. I can't control how I was born.
Right.
I cannot control, so I don't want to get into
but you
that.
But you can control how you act. But the problem is that rich people will always just throw money at something.
Well, sure.
And then someone will profit off of it.
It's a Band-Aid that's...
And then ultimately we'll get corrupted.
Mm-hmm.
And then the people that need it the most will ultimately not get it.
Which is why people like Jay are important. And they're needed. They're necessary. And if I can put his message out there and then meet other people like him.
This may not be the podcast for that, though.
Sure it is. Why not? I talk to everybody.
No. I'm not talking about that. We're flagged for like 19 other things.
But
we did bring up the
specific episode. Yeah. I just wanted to, because I said, let's talk about something positive.
New movie, Off the Rails.
Yeah, they're taking this bitch down as soon as we upload it.
Oh, it's probably already down. They're probably blocking the internet right now.
Great.
Yeah, they tapped into China's whatever mechanism that they have to control the internet, and they're fucking shutting it down.
They're putting us on a government watch list.
Oh. I mean, at least I'd feel special. Like, it's nice to know someone's looking after me.
At least I know I have the
I'll
moral
sleep
high ground.
soundly knowing that I'm being watched.
Yeah.
And I feel good that it's, Big Brother, right?
I feel comfortable with having the moral high ground.
Shit.
What?
I'm going to enjoy watching this game when I get home.
Oh,
yeah?
Is it been...
With 4 seconds to go, he ties the freaking game up.
Holy fuck.
Rookie quarterback.
Don't look at the
Going
Miami.
overtime.
Going overtime. Wow.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm.
I like it.
I
like it.
I'm glad that you're so passionate about it. I love when people are passionate about sports, even though I'm not, and they make fun of me.
I'm passionate about situations.
Okay.
So
how so?
This is
a situation. Are you passionate
fans.
about this?
Sports fans. Okay. The sports fan who doesn't pay attention to the actual sport, but is just a fan of the team and goes crazy and apeshit. They're going to be the greatest team ever. That stuff I cannot stand. But when you look at that, I can look at that game.
The back and forth.
It was 24-17 with 30 seconds to go. They were on the 31-yard line, and they have a rookie quarterback on the road, and he throws a touchdown pass. That's a story.
That's a situation.
That guy's getting laid tonight.
That's a story.
I want to hear about that.
Well, he's married, but that's a story.
And his old lady's going to bang him one out.
But that's a story. That's the kind of story that I like with sports, is that you have animosity, or not animosity.
Why does everything got to be about animosity with you?
No, you have a challenge and you overcome it. You're such a fucker.
I can't not take the joke. I did that.
You didn't even rim shot it.
I know. We had a comedian in here, and
was he funny?
And yes,
was she funny?
She's terribly funny, and she's adorable. She's beautiful. She's smart. But I was the hackiest fucking podcast host you've ever fucking seen in your life. I was trying to show out.
Trying to crack jokes, and she was like, "You're an idiot."
She told me at one point, she goes, "That was hack. Like, don't do that."
Me too.
And I was like, but that's my shtick. That's what I do. I'm not a comedian.
My shtick is hack.
She goes, in my industry, you're called a hack.
Yeah, I'm not. I am not a comedian. I'd love to imagine myself being slightly funny at times. Like
you're a gentleman on the porch liking to make quips.
Is that what it is?
Wow.
That's what you are.
Also, get off my grass.
You're a quipper.
A quipper.
You're a quipper.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with being a quipper.
Yeah.
I'm a quipper. I'm good with that.
Dad jokes.
Yeah.
I hate getting judged for dad jokes now.
I don't like the fact that we spent 2 hours on our podcast being negative. I feel like we need to do some sort of...
That's why I said that. But
I know.
I mean, where does that lead us?
So...
Hopefully it doesn't lead us to the poverty crisis and,
I think we jumped into so many really hardcore issues.
We did the old man thing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We started talking about...
It was kind of funny. We should call this the old man cast.
Yeah. We should.
And just yell at just dumb shit. Just
front porch bitching.
Neither one of us know a fucking thing about anything. But
You're
we're still
trying to raise my Social Security? Fuck you.
The only thing
I need to take my back pill. I need to take my back pill. You got some water?
I need to take my blue pill. Only thing we haven't talked about yet is the weather.
No.
Don't bring up the weather.
What is your favorite
Oh God.
thing to photograph?
My penis. No, just kidding. I hate taking pictures of that. It's
really
the worst.
pixelated. Yeah.
It's Hickle-lated. No, what is my favorite thing to honestly? And this is so cliche of a photographer. I might as well be a film photographer. No shade, Barry. I love your work, but I love sunrises. I love sunsets. I love sunrises. I honestly, if I could make a living taking pictures of scenes, like nature scenes, or just, that's why I love Barry's work. Like he'll take a picture of a fucking square house that has no architectural significance whatsoever. It's literally a box. And it looks cool because of the shadows and then you see the film grain. And I mean, he shoots a lot of film. Mm-hmm. He shoots digital as well, but like it's like his hobby is to shoot film, and it's really cool. I like that type of photography. You can take a picture of a stool sitting there and make it look interesting. Like, I like that. And you know why I like that? Because I don't have to worry about hair, makeup, location. I don't have to worry about schedules. I don't have to worry about any of that shit. I don't have to worry about my subject saying, before I even get to the house, can you send me the raws? Have you edited anything yet? I need something right now to post. And I don't have to worry about that shit. I can literally just enjoy myself, and then when I get home, I can edit it how I want to edit it. No one's going to say anything to me about, oh my God, you shouldn't have done your highlights that way, or why are your blacks crushed? Why is your contrast so high? No one says anything like that. What's yours?
A couple of weeks ago, when I was in Miami photographing for Chris, I don't sit in the pit of photographers for runways, because I want a different perspective, and I'm actually hired to kind of give a different perspective anyway. Yeah. They don't want just the standard whatever, just everybody walking, taking pictures.
It's been seen.
There's a gentleman that was sitting dead center in the pit.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never seen him before, but he's been around forever.
Mm.
He's been doing this since 1979. And I was sitting front row, and I turned and looked down the front row at the pit, because I often will see if I see friends or whatever that are working. And he was right there in the center, and there was one light that was just cast on him just a little bit, and all the other photographers were behind him. And I snapped that picture. And he looks sad. He looks like just tired. It is the most favorite picture I've ever taken in my life.
Right.
I've taken over probably 250,000 photos.
Yeah.
In the last 6 years. It is single-handedly the most unbelievable photo I've ever taken in my life. And I walked over to him and I talked to him for a minute or two and kind of learned a little bit about his story, and I thanked him for that, and I gave him the photo.
Oh, dope.
And because it was like, it was almost an epiphany to seeing what the whole point of getting into it for me was.
Did you see yourself in the future? Is that kind of where your brain went?
Pseudo, maybe, but also just, I saw a moment that no one else saw, and I captured it, and it's frozen forever. And I'm the only person that owns that photo.
Until the EMP comes. Print that shit. Photographers, print your fucking photos.
I do have photo books, but
needs to take his own advice.
The photo.
Oh, you got it? Let's see it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see it. Can you airdrop it to Pat?
I might be able to.
So he could pull it up?
Well, I've got it on the Apple. I don't know if I'll be able to.
Oh, yeah, it'll pull it up.
I can display it on here?
He can drop it to the Apple.
Yeah, but I can only display from the other.
Oh, fuck. It's not on your Instagram?
I can put it on my Instagram.
You don't have to. Shit. I forgot the display is from here. It's from the big computer. You can't airdrop to that.
I mean, if you want to send it,
what are you?
Send it through Instagram.
Well, that's
to.
Oh yeah, you can just text it to me through your Instagram.
That's what I'll do.
Which account is this?
This is the photography one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this
Graybeard Photo Co.
There, but yeah, Graybeard Photo Co.
Let's see here.
Got a miss. Well, don't go there yet. Don't show it yet. You don't need me.
No,
I don't want everyone seeing my fucking messages.
No, it's okay.
Sorry for the silence, everybody.
Hi.
Yeah, you don't have to write any words, my
Wow,
dude.
you don't have good internet here.
I do.
The government is shutting us down.
Yeah, I normally do until we started talking all that shit.
Well, you were just as guilty of talking all that shit as we were.
They're throttling us. I actually have an extension, one of those Wi-Fi extenders right behind you, so it should be blasting right now. Did you log into my my Wi-Fi?
Let me see if it'll let me do.
Just turn your Wi-Fi off, dude. Use your data for 5 minutes. Jesus, it's not going to kill you.
I don't have Wi-Fi on.
Oh.
Why would I be tapped to your Wi-Fi?
Because you could. You could be. I love you like that. I'd give you my password.
I would give you my password.
Just don't give it to my neighbors.
Just
I
don't
think
give
they're.
it. You want me to send it to the Graybeard podcast?
No, the Photo Co.
The Photo Co.
No, but the password is.
That's right. If you're, I will tell you this. I'll give you a hint, and I don't care. If you watch Supernatural, you'll know my password.
Oh wow.
Well, you'll know a little bit about my password.
Man, why is it that you have Graybeard Photo Co. and you don't have the in front of it, but your podcast has the in front of it?
Exactly, because this is the podcast.
You just want to fuck with me. That's what you want.
Pretty much. I do. I'm going to take this opportunity
I just sent it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I'm still going to take this opportunity to say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far and you didn't hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, you're an asshole. But I still love you.
This fuck.
Unsupported message. What in the shit did you send? How big is this fucking thing, dude?
I sent you the actual download from the Instagram message that I sent to him.
What?
Yeah. I didn't even send you the actual file.
What the fuck, man?
No, just send the file. What are you doing? Quit playing games.
I sent you that.
What the fuck is going on? Dun-dun-dun.
That's weird.
Can you pull my stories up?
Yeah, I'm sure I can. Let's see.
Oh, you're going to put in your stories?
I'll throw out my story and then I'll archive it as soon as we see it.
Okay. Let's watch his stories.
Let's watch.
Oh,
it.
look at that. There's the Muppets.
Oh yeah, I like them fries right there.
Daddy. Mm-hmm.
Those are fries. They're fries. Yeah, it's a story.
Oh, man. I'm getting hungry, bro.
I gotta take a shit soon.
Where are you going to take your Shih Tzu?
Oh,
don't start that. That is not the way to end this.
Bad etiquette, I know.
Yeah, that's not the way to end the silence.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Pause that. Go up there and pause it.
Pause that.
So the black and white version of the photo I like better, but this photo was just a moment I saw looking down, and let me see if
I think I know why he looks sad.
He's tired.
It looks like a Nikon in his hand. No, that is a dope photo, though, man. Did you get his name?
Yeah. And you know, and seeing it in black and white, you know, and the original photo is a little bit darker than this. I actually lit it up just a little bit, but just the moment, he's just dead center. He's one of the biggest photographers for fashion.
Okay.
And just capturing that moment, there was all these people around him, and I isolated it in, and it was just a moment in time that, to me, I think being a photojournalist is kind of, you're telling stories.
Yeah, you told a story with that photo.
And that, to me, that photo right there reinvigorated me to want to do some different stuff in 2025.
There's more than just him going on in the photo. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, there's so many things.
That's the one thing that I did take away, and what I really do enjoy about Jared Polin is that he likes to do the photo stories. You know, he likes to tell a story with his photos and his Instagram posts and whatever he's doing, but that's his thing. He likes that. It's almost like his photos become a mini documentary, and I like that.
And they let me archive that.
I have speaking of that, I don't know if it's something inside of me or I just need a muse, or I don't know what my problem is, but I have had I've lost the desire, honestly, to really capture much of anything. I picked up my camera for the first time in like months when it was like Christmas.
Do you find that you don't know how to do it anymore?
No. It's not that I don't know how.
Okay.
It's that I don't want to do it. And I hate that feeling. I really do. Like I literally, when I think about...
You don't want the judgment?
No.
Or do you want to do it? I know you don't care about the judgment, but what's driving you to not want to do it, the actual function of it?
I don't know, man. I just don't feel creative. I don't feel, I miss that part. And it's probably, there's a lot of factors, you know.
You need a muse. You absolutely need a muse. It's what got me back into doing it, is the ability to have somebody who has unlimited time, who's willing to work with you and do all kinds of things and just kind of come up with something and find your own rhythm and find your own love of it again.
I feel like I'm at this weird
But shooting a family portrait is not going to inspire you to...
I feel like I'm at this weird crossroads where I want to be inspired to be artful again. And I also I don't want to waste my time. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make money. I need to make money.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I don't want to be doing shit for free. And that's the problem. Therein lies the problem is, I think basically that's what really killed my creativity, is because and I know there's people out there that say that's bullshit, but for me, it's not. This is me being honest.
Sure.
I feel like the more I do free shit, I enjoy when I'm doing it, and then afterwards I feel, even though I set it up, even though I reached out to the model, even though I said, let's do this, I'll do it for free, I still feel used. I feel like I am underappreciated. I feel used, and I'm like, this is not what I want. This is not the feeling that I thought I was going to get. I used to use my camera as therapy. I literally would go, if I was having a bad day at work, I would grab my camera, I would kiss everybody in the house and give them all hugs and say, hey, I'm going to be gone for a few hours. And I would just drive anywhere in Jacksonville and stop, whether it was because traffic sucked and I just pulled off the road and I started shooting. My camera, I would start taking photos. You have to be very careful these days. But when I started to
shoot,
when I started getting into when I started getting into the realm of modeling and fashion and all this stuff, I really feel like that right there is one of those reasons for me, because it's not something I'm passionate about. It's not something I feel creative with.
Right.
And it's just, it kind of killed it for me. I loved going to networking events. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
However, it got to a point where it just felt like
they wanted you to work it rather than enjoy it.
It felt like 1,000 dogs trying to fight over one dog biscuit. You know what I mean?
Well, I think what we have to do in this business, I think that if you are going to be a professional photographer, I think you should be required to charge.
I agree.
I don't know how we get there.
That's the problem.
But I think that to differentiate the ones that are wanting to be from the ones that have done, I think you have to charge. I don't understand. And I'm not talking about I almost find it I think the problem is that professional photographers have jacked their rates up so much that real photographers have a hard time figuring out how to justify charging that much. I know people that charge $4,000 for 5 photos. $4,000
and people gladly pay it
for 5 photos that aren't even that good. I don't understand how up-and-coming photographers are supposed to say,
how do you compete with
I've
that?
shot this, and this, and I've done all of this work, and I know how to do all of these things. What's your rate? $4,000. I'm not paying you $4,000. You haven't done anything. Well, he's getting paid $4,000. Well, he's worked with so-and-so.
Right.
Okay. There's got to be somewhere. There's got to be somewhere. And everyone's like, well, the pricing is your own thing. And you have to price it, and you have to keep increasing your price until somebody tells you no. Okay, fine. Are we going to turn every fucking thing in this world into door-to-door sales?
Yeah.
Because that's what we basically done. You remember back in the day? People would come and knock on your fucking door and try to sell you fucking vacuum and clean the floor.
Encyclopedias.
And all of this shit. And now we've turned every art. Like, what's next? So now we have musicians who basically are just crap. They're just putting whatever out there, and they're putting it out to the masses like they're door-to-door salesmen, hoping to get streams so they can get paid. Rather than doing the work, learning your craft, getting better, doing the things that structurally get yourself to that next place.
Yeah, I think that's part of my problem.
I just think that we've got to a point where we've given away too much for free. And I know I was guilty of it too when I was first going. And now I almost find that even if I shoot for free, I don't end up editing it because
there's nothing in it.
I didn't get paid to do it.
Yeah, there's no desire there.
You know, now if somebody offers me something, like exposure is nothing. It means nothing. It literally means nothing.
Yeah,
unless
I run from exposure.
You are somebody that has influence. But I will tell you this much. I've posted thousands of photos of folks that have 60,000, 300,000, 1 million followers,
they
whatever.
They never share it.
They share it, but it doesn't translate into people view their stuff.
Yeah, right.
They're not going to then click on the photographer and go follow
Well, their
the
audience is not the audience that you're looking for.
Right.
And they're not looking for you.
Right.
And therein lies a problem, and I'm sure there's some fucking expert out there that has some master class or something that is sitting there screaming at their fucking podcast app or YouTube or whatever, talking about you guys are fucking morons, which I will gladly say that yes, we are. I am. I can't speak for you. I'm a damn moron. I have come so close many, many times in my life to like being able to break free from corporate America, whatever. And had I just pushed myself a little further, embraced the suck, not the sucking, just the suck. And that was a little joke. But it wasn't funny. It's hack.
He's on his phone.
Yeah,
he didn't even give us a rim shot.
That was a hack.
But had I just embraced the suck and just kept pushing forward and persevering and pushing and continuing on what I'm doing, I would have been able to do that. But I get to a point every single time where it's like I've said this before on this podcast, and it gets to a point where it's no longer fun. And I don't want to do something.
So then shoot something that's fun.
But that's the problem with the things that are fun. It's not the stuff that brings you money. So it's a real dichotomy for someone that wants to be a full-time professional photographer. You want to be creative. You want to have fun, but that's not the shit that makes you money. You got to do these things over here that you fucking hate, and it sucks your soul out of your body. Little by little, every day.
Like weddings?
Like weddings, or fucking maternity shoots, or fucking 1-year-old babies shit. I mean, like, I love babies.
I've seen some of your work that's not safe for work.
Right. It's weird to go from that to, like, maternity shoots or.
But there's a lot of money in that.
What?
In the not safe for work content.
depends on who you get with. Depends on who you're talking to. There are some people that are making good money doing that type of work, and they're willing to actually go, you know what? The more money I spend on these types of photos, the better return I get. There's smart business people that are doing that. The majority of the people that want to work with me in that arena are people that just want it just to have it on their phone for whatever reason, and I honestly don't care if they're willing to pay. I print it out and shit on it. I don't care.
Dig deeper into that niche. There are certain parts of that niche that even more so.
Yeah.
That I have a number of photographer friends that are basically funding their entire photography businesses off stuff you would never even believe.
Sure.
You know what? If it's something that you're into and you have a passion about doing it, do it. There will be people that like it.
I think the problem I have is just a human problem because I am a human and I have these weird ass fucking emotions. I'm half crazy, probably bipolar, undiagnosed, definitely ADHD, undiagnosed. It's not real. But anyways, I mean, I got issues, baby.
You're slacking over there, man.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Catching up on the craziness.
I'm sure there's
He's
lots.
down in the dark web, just skimming around, looking for more shit to get pissed off about.
I really think, because I don't want people to get misled, but because I hope to God nobody comes to me as an expert in this field. What's the matter?
Nothing.
Oh, did somebody lose?
Yeah.
Oh,
overtime.
Overtime.
That's only. So what does that mean?
Still going 24-24?
No.
No?
You're behind.
Oh, no.
It's still spinning.
It's all right.
Oh, no.
Hey, it was a good game.
Seemed pretty solid. But like I said, I hope nobody comes to me for any expert advice or anything like that. If you want to, I mean,
especially about ADHD.
if I have some knowledge that I can bestow upon someone that's learning, I'll help them with that. But like, I'm not an expert. I'm definitely not a business expert. That's where I've always fallen apart.
Yeah.
But
I know that pain.
Yeah, it sucks. And so yeah, I am a human and I have human shit going on in my life, and this is where I'm at. I'm at this crossroads where what the fuck do I do?
Well, keep doing what you're doing, but then find passion back in the work.
Yeah,
you used to leave and just go take photos.
Every time I niche out and go to like used to be, I tried weddings, I've tried all the things that we talked about. But every time you go to a different niche, you have to basically start from scratch, where you give the free shit, the TFPs, those types of things.
Well, nowadays you only have to do that once.
I mean, you have to build a portfolio, but not only that, but I can't post a lot of those things that I showed you. I can't post that shit on the internet. And I'm not going to start another fucking page. I'm not going to do it. I don't have the energy that you have to do that because Jesus Christ, God Almighty, I would lose my fucking shit. I've got multiple accounts now, and I don't God bless Jen. She's the most patient person I've ever met in my life with me. I tried to give her access to the fucking page for the Beauty and the Beard podcast. For whatever reason, my dumb ass, I made that account and it's linked to my personal account. So Jesus Christ, I can't let her in. So I'm going to have to delete that account and start a brand new fucking account. But at any rate, she's super patient with me. I don't post shit, and that's like a fun thing for us to do. And I don't know if she wants to get real serious with it, but I mean, she would do better at marketing that than I am. But I'm the only one with the fucking wheel, and I'm drunk, baby.
Wow.
That was a rant.
That was a rant.
I'm sorry.
Am I I'm training for my podcast because
you're the voice of reason.
He was the guest here.
Yeah, you're the voice of reason right now, and I don't know what I'm doing.
I just want you to keep going.
I'm dizzy.
It's the most you've talked in our podcasts like ever.
Well, because normally you fucking commandeer that shit.
It's your fucking podcast.
Have you noticed I've been cutting you off a bit more?
You fucker.
Well, I can't help it when you.
I need you to cut me off because I will go.
It's part of that non-existent ADHD that I have,
and it's that energy that I have of managing all the accounts and all the different things that I do in my life.
Why you go?
I always have energy,
right? But if you're saying something and it triggers in me, I have to.
Yes, absolutely.
Because if I don't, I'm going to lose it.
Stop rubbing it in.
I won't pull the score up anymore. I won't.
What's he rubbing in?
I'm finally refreshed. Russell's going to hit the bottle on the way
There
home
could be worse things than losing in overtime on the road.
Yeah, thermonuclear war.
What?
I think if you had money on the game, that would be really bad.
Send him some drones. Yeah.
I would be upset.
If we had got blown out, I'd be upset.
I guess I can't.
I think it was an exciting game. I'm happy for a good game.
I've never
entertaining.
understood sports in my entire life, and I feel like
You don't understand that there's sports and that people play them?
No, I get that. I've just never understood the draw. I know this makes me sound like a fucking kindergartner.
Agony of defeat.
I guess I've just never latched on to something so deeply
tribe.
That I have.
It's people looking for
broken my brain because I'm like.
Who was your favorite photographer?
I don't really have one.
Who was your biggest influence? There's got to be somebody that influenced you.
I can't remember her name, but my fucking high school teacher, my photography teacher,
You were a fan of hers.
Actually, I never saw her photos. That funny?
You were obviously a fan of something else.
Well, no, she was. Trust me.
Her photographic assets?
None of that was happening.
So then how did she inspire you to pick up a camera?
The way she taught, in high school, when you're in school, there has to be a curriculum. So there was always a subject matter. There was always, hey, this is the subject matter for the day. I want you, but she would just load us up with film and a Pentax K1000 and go. We were walking around school while other chumps were like in class with their nose in a book. We were out walking around looking at butterflies and shit.
Yeah.
And I loved that. I loved the freedom that it gave me. I love the freedom that it gave me to go and be creative. And yeah, I like the fact that there was she gave me a subject matter and I had to really think about it. I had to put my little brain cap on, my little thinking cap and go, okay, how can I bring this subject to life? And I started to think in those terms.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was, that's really distracting.
I don't have an Apple Watch. It's my wife's, and I just started using it.
Oh, that's so cute. Nice. That's cute.
I'm a watch guy. I don't really like these things.
I know. I was thinking that. I thought there was something weird. I was like, this is not the watch that you normally wear.
No.
But I also, when I had my Apple Watch, I turned off all the notifications for Instagram.
I don't even know how to do that.
I'll do it. I'll help you.
I don't really want to because I'm still getting used to what's actually coming through my phone again. So
it's just like it was distracting throughout the day for me. So I had to turn that shit off. But at any rate, it put me in a frame of mind where I was like, I was thinking of a subject matter. Like I was like, this is what I want to shoot. And then I was going and making that real.
You became a fan of the topic.
Yeah. But
so you became a fan of the process, the topic, the whole thing that started you in photography, you became a fan of it.
Right. And the dichotomy.
It made you love it. That's what sports is.
But the dichotomy of that is that I can do that all day long. And it will mean nothing to anyone, will not make anybody any money. It's just for me. It's only for me. And now how does that translate into working with models? How does that translate to a different type of niche that I want to, that's the thing. Like if I have an idea for a shoot and I call upon a model or someone, a friend even.
Call upon.
Yes.
You've been called upon.
I've called upon you for your wares, ma'am. But you then are responsible to compensate that person. I feel like if I reach out to somebody and hire them to model for me, I need to pay them. I mean, and if they hire me, it's no longer about my niche or about what I want to do. It's about, okay, well, what is your idea? You hired me. What did you want me to do for you? What can I do for you? Now, I understand that there are certain points that photographers get to where you have created a...
His little redneck came out in that. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I like that.
You're welcome.
Damn, is that John Wayne?
There is a point where you have built your brand like Peter Hurley.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. They go to him. You get this. He's shot the same fucking picture for the last fucking 40 years, and it's like,
I guarantee you, he hates every one of them.
Probably. I would be bored out of my goddamn mind. But people love it. They want to get a Peter Hurley. You know, I saw an interview with him talking about that. It's like, you're getting a Peter Hurley, and they go to him because of that. Yeah. You know, and so you can get to a point where you have a style that people want, and they come to you and hire you for that style. My problem is I'm too fucking scatter-ass brained.
You're not alone in that. My main fashion client, every 6 months we get together, we shoot. Every 6 months, his style and his requirement for what he wants is completely different based on whatever it is that's going on in the fashion world, whatever the trend is, whatever high fashion he's going for, whatever message he's going for, whatever. He constantly is challenging me. He'll give me something every time I go on a trip with him. He will give me a challenge that I'm not comfortable in, that I have to make work and figure it out. And I know he consciously does it.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
It's a challenge. It's a headache. It's crazy, but it's rewarding. What keeps me going. Like when I look at like the shots that I took this time during Basel, he wanted everything a certain way. It's completely opposite of how I shoot. And I had 2 models that were unbelievable and would photograph them in a heartbeat. My way, the way I want it, every day of the week if I could. But I knew I didn't have time because he has, certain requirements and certain things. So I didn't shoot it the way I wanted to shoot it. I shot the way I knew I could quickly get him the content.
Right. That he wanted.
So then I go back to the content and I'm like, all right, well, maybe I can make some of this work my way. And I realized the way I shot it, there's no chance of that. I intentionally shot it way underexposed to get a certain aesthetic. I didn't want to just do that in post because I didn't have time.
Yeah.
So I intentionally did some things. And now I go back to it, I'm like, I could sit there and probably spend 4 or 5 hours on a photo and maybe get it back somewhat where I want it, but I lost that opportunity. But it does inspire me to want to get back and do some work with a model and get that creativity back and maybe try my way and see what happens with the looks of things.
Yeah.
Now, his way got a lot more views than my way. So that also opens my eyes up to things.
Maybe you need to hone that.
Maybe I need to figure out, wait a second.
How I make this work.
And here's the thing, though. When you do things like that and you try to mimic or you try to match a style or whatever, and that style is popular, it's not technically correct. And so that drives me like bonkers.
Yeah.
Like if it's not what you're supposed to do. Or it's not the way you're supposed
Who
to
says
do.
what you're supposed to do, though? This podcast is brought to you by Russell's wife's Apple Watch.
And it's actually my wife, too. Like
is it?
My stuff.
Is she like, get your ass home, bitch?
It's probably her way of saying, okay, you've had enough. I'm just kidding.
Wrap it. She's watching. She's like, dude, y'all are
aliens.
Yeah. She's probably like, y'all need to shut it up now.
I almost said something that was really inappropriate. I'm really glad I didn't.
What, illegal ones?
No, I'm just really glad I didn't say anything.
I'll say it. Whisper it in my ear. I'll say it.
At the
If you say at the end of the day, I swear to God, I'm going to come over this table.
It is what it is.
What it boils down to.
What it boils down to is,
at the end
I'm
of the
telling
day.
you right now, at the end of the day, gosh darn it.
Damn it.
And I'm telling you, you had your little inner redneck came out there when you were in the middle of your little rant there. You started talking like this. I thought you were Billy Bob Thornton there for a second.
It comes out occasionally. I try to hide it. I try to hide my redneck past.
I thought we was going to run a trot line.
Y'all can both kiss my ass right in the crack. How about that?
Oh, shit.
Thought that Middleburg going to come out there.
No, it's not Middleburg.
No, he's got all his teeth.
Give or take.
You got to live here. Be careful. They'll come and gum you to death.
That's right. Jesus. What in tarnation is happening right now, ladies and gentlemen?
This is about the end of the podcast.
I was waiting on you to wrap it up. I'm fine.
Well, thank you everybody for joining the Graybeard podcast.
Yeah, cut me an intro that I can cut and put at the beginning of this podcast. Who did I have do that?
I almost said something terrible.
I had somebody do it. It was a girl. She did it. I still have yet to go pull it.
I know you ain't gonna listen, so fuck off.
Yeah, no, that's me. That's my problem.
That's it, and that is your problem.
It is.
You too often say, "I know nobody's gonna watch this," or "I know no one's gonna listen to this," or "I know no one's gonna look at my post," or "I know no one's gonna like my photo." Your self-hatred needs to stop.
Who the fuck are you talking to?
And I know it because I do it too.
Yeah, I was just about to say, hey, pot, I'm kettle. No, I get that, and I think that there's some kind of weird psychology there that I'm like,
it's an age thing.
I'm gaslighting my audience.
You're
I am. I'm like, you guys fucking hate me.
This is the gaslighting podcast. Well, you know what? Maybe there's something there.
Maybe. It's popular. It's in vogue these days.
You know what? Just start gaslighting everybody.
Coming up next week, I punch sheetrock. Call me Kyle. Sorry, Kyle.
Next week, we talk about how politics and money are a good thing.
Yeah, nope.
Yeah, gaslighting.
Mm-mm. Hopefully next week I will have...
Well, you know, there's a lot of good that's been done.
I'm going to have a model with a photographer that you've all seen before on...
and the photographer will be taking pictures of the model on the podcast.
If it's not that, I'm going to try and get Jay in here, Jaylani with the Jay Foundation, see if I can get him in here next week if the other one falls through. So, but I think we've all been spent. I think you're tired. I think you're tired. I think I'm tired. I do love you, man.
I do love you too.
Yeah, man. Wholeheartedly. I can say that. No homo. Shit! I just lost 25,000 followers. Please do hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Don't just scroll by. If you've made it this far, just do me the solid. Hit that subscribe. Hit the little bell. That way, when we upload anything, when we go live, you'll get a notification. You can come and cuss us out in the live chat. We love that. But for that, guys, I thank you. I love you. And Pat, thanks for doing your thing. And we'll see you next weekend.
Man.
We'll see you Saturday. Peace.
Bye.
Bye-bye.